Hello everybody. Hi. Welcome to my channel. Just keep swimming. 1111. How is everyone? All right. So, sorry I'm a little late today. I just finished with a couple clients and I have to get back to my channel. I said to myself, I can't leave you guys hanging. Can't leave you guys in the shadows. What's going on? So, if you guys are new to my channel, I give free general collective readings. Sometimes I do all the signs. Sometimes I do the general energy for the collective. It just depends on the day. Sometimes I do a masculine reading. Sometimes I do feminine. Sometimes a twin flame reading will show up. Sometimes a soulmate reading will show up. It just depends on the energy of the day. I don't go into a reading planning on what the reading's going to be about and then start the reading. These are always live. So all my lives are spur of the moment. Let's see what happens. What does Spirit want to say? What does Spirit want to show? And then we just kind of go with the flow. See what's going on with the energy. Let me fix this. So I hope that works for you guys. Let me open that up. Okay. All right. So I hope that works. Today, I want to see what's going to be shown, what needs to be shown, what's going to be revealed, what needs to be seen. You know, Spirit will reveal to us in due time what needs to be shown. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi. You hope for some good news? Me too. It's been a crazy couple days of energy, right? I mean, that one day that what was the other day? I was like, I feel something going on with the plane. I don't know. I really felt it was the 17th. And a lot of people were confirming plane trips on the 17th, but not really over water except one of them. So, of course, I don't think every plane's going to go down on the 17th. I just have a strange feeling about something. And like I said, I hope it's nothing. I hope that it's just the energy of somebody having some nerves and taking the big leap of faith. Hopefully that's all it is, okay? But that never hurts to be too careful. So what does Spirit want to reveal today? Let me get a moment with myself here. Spirit, what needs to be revealed today? I think it's more of a self journey. I think it's more about you wanting to know what's going to be revealed. You needing to know what blocks are happening for you. You wondering why certain events haven't happened that you felt should have happened. I guess we'll just go through with that. What's going to be happening and what are these blocks? Are you guys experiencing any blocks? Do you think that would be a good message today? Any blocks that you guys might be having, or obstacles or frustrations? Let's reveal that. So for that particular reading, I will do my John Holland Psychic Tarot, Made for Love's Divine Counterparts in Separation Tarot, and the messages from the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine deck. Okay, and then I'll be using whatever else tickles my fancy along the way. Whatever wants to speak to me. Hopefully this isn't shaking the table too much. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Somebody had Genevieve was listening to shamanic music meditations all morning. That's beautiful. Some of you guys are ghosted. Hi, Tim. Hi. Good day. I was planning on flying out on December 17th. Eva, I think you're safe. I'm feeling it for more recent. But yeah, the number 17 hit me like that, like a light bulb. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the number 17, guys. But there's a lot of movement. Spirit, what needs to be revealed today? What needs to be revealed? God, I need more room on my desk. What needs to be revealed? So the first card that came out is spiritual growth. So we are growing spiritually. You're growing spiritually. You guys are going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of interesting things that happen with spiritual growth. Your chakras start awakening. They start showing themselves to you, revealing themselves to you in magnificent ways. You start having strong premonitions about things before they happen. You open up your telepathic communication with the ones you love. You just start noticing little things about yourself that you've never noticed before. Psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, your healing abilities, things catch your attention. A lot of the time, you brush it aside and say, oh, that's just feelings. That's just silly. I should pay no attention to it. But lately, you've been noticing that it's not just a feeling or a thought that needs to be shooed away. This is something that's oddly calling for your attention. There's also been some spiritual connections in your intimate relationships. Seeing their name. Maybe scrolling through YouTube, you see their name. Maybe on the cable station, you see their name. No. Maybe through, I don't know, just different kinds of areas. You're noticing these connections, this kind of communication that you've never noticed before. Hello, Squishy. Okay, let's keep going.
I want to pick a card.
You want to pick a card?
Yes.
Okay. My little angel wants to pick a card. Okay, let me hold it out for him. You're going to give everyone a spiritual snack? Go ahead, pick one.
Is it that one?
This one?
Yes.
Okay, you're so sweet.
Now here it is.
Now here it is. The card that he picked is the word no. I feel some people are having a hard time accepting the word no. Okay, thank you, baby. You're an angel.
Can I sit with you?
Shh, as long as you're quiet.
I want to pick another card for everyone.
Hold on, patience. The next card you guys got was Wait on Me, the number 30. Oh, please forgive me.
It's the flower.
I'm sorry. Spiritual awareness.
I like
This is in the Psychic Tarot deck. Okay.
A butterfly.
Yes, I showed them that one. We also got Ready to Defend. And we got this the other day, so that's interesting. Okay, put that one in the middle, please. Okay, we're done picking. Hang on. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Have a drink of my tea. Shh. Have a drink of my tea. Okay, so the other card he picked, the final card, and I'll leave that there. Shh. Sorry, guys. I'll scooch him out here in a second. But I have the Karmic Wheel. I'll be right back, guys. Let me go get him settled. He's in a good mood, but he's being distracting. I'll be right back, guys. Come on. Come on, you little sweet cake. Okay, guys, sorry. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Okay. So anyways, I like that he did pick cards. He has a very lighthearted energy, a little spirit for that little guy. So looking at this circle of truth here. The first thing I notice is you have a hard time hearing the word no. Accepting no on something you want, accepting no on a reconciliation. Just accepting a no is very difficult. The universe saying no, person, no. You're like, this is terrible. Okay, I don't like that. You're very defensive. You're like, I don't want to hear no. I don't want to see a no. I don't want to see a rejection to what I want. I'm ready to defend what I want. Some of you guys are also having a hard time forgiving. Okay, I'm sorry, please forgive me. You're having a hard time forgiving the past with your person, the pain they've put you through, maybe some suffering. You're having a hard time forgiving yourself for a lot of the past. Forgiveness is part of this karmic wheel. Okay, if we can't forgive, we can't move on and come into some kind of a reunion, a reconciliation. So if you're noticing there's a wall or a roadblock or a frustration with something that you want, all you're getting from the universe is a flat out no. There's something here on this karmic wheel that needs spiritual growth. And it says, please wait on me. Please wait on me. So there is a pause period. And Spirit's saying it's not just a no, it's just a wait. First time joining, hi. Soul to Soul Tarot, hi. Hi, Steph and Maddie. Hi, Genevieve. It's Philly Psychic and Soul Fam. Oh, hi. Love and Light. You guys are so wonderful. Welcome, everybody. I hope you guys can see this good. Let me see if I can turn this light on. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, well, my lights aren't working. Mercury retrograde. You know, it's so funny. It's really hitting us early. Everyone's like, but Steph, Mercury retrograde's not for a couple more weeks. It's not till Halloween. I know. But we've talked about how the water, like in the waves in the ocean, the surge, how in order to have a huge wave crashing onto the shore, first the wave pulls in power. So the wave is sucking in all the water from the shore. Have you guys ever been on the beach where you put your toes in the sand and the water's getting pulled back for a wave and all the sand starts covering your feet and they start sinking and all the water starts being, sucked back into the wave? It feels really good. It feels really good between your toes. But that's the wave building power. And so when a really big wave is about to hit, it may suck all the water out from the shoreline before it hits. So this Mercury retrograde is a lot like an energy wave. Right now it's sucking in all this power, okay? Like it's pulling a rope from the water, like you're pulling up an anchor, okay? And the wave is just sucking all this water in. The Mercury retrograde is taking out your phone lines, causing troubles with your email, your cable, shipments, travel. It's like sucking in all this stuff, all this energy. Because I feel like when it hits you, crash, this wave is really going to hit you hard, okay? And I'm a little bit curious about what this Mercury retrograde is going to show everybody. Because if it's already showing results, if it's already showing itself weeks early, and usually any transit, any planetary transit, you always see some kind of change within weeks before it actually transits. There's always a shift. It's not black and white, sudden. It's not, oh, the planet shifts today, boom, light switch on, now it starts. No. With energy, it's always flowing and moving into each other. So all the energy is always fluid. It's always a little bit here, a little bit there. The energy's not cut and dry like that. And it's funny because somebody told me, Stephanie, you're lying. There's no such thing as cuspers. You're either this or you're either that. Whatever you want to say about cuspers, guys, I don't give a shit. Whether you think it's real or not real or whatever, I don't care about titles. But I will tell you this. A Scorpio can act a hell of a lot like a Libra when the degrees of that sign are so close to that sign. Even if it's within 5 to 8 degrees. I feel like it's so close to the other sign that there are signs of Libra energy in the Scorpio. And any sign in the zodiac, any sign. Anytime a sign gets close to the other sign, you notice a blending of energy and traits from that sign to the next. I call it energy bleeding through. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it a cusper. You can call it bleeding through. You can call it whatever you want to call it, guys. I don't care. But I do know energy is not cut and dry. I do know energy doesn't have walls and barriers and separations. I do know that energy is fluid like water, and it does blend when they are close by. There's a mixture of energy. So there you go. Hi, Julia. If you like a reading, I'm pretty behind in my readings, but I'm accepting my last reading this October. After October, I won't do personals except for my private subscribers that subscribe to my subscription, which is $99 a month. And you can subscribe there. And then I do one live stream monthly for my subscribers. And I give them card readings. I give my subscribers card pools while they're live so they can get their own private readings. But other than that, I'm not doing privates after October. But if you book now, Julia, you can probably get one in. Okay. Let's go on with this reading. Spirit, I see spiritual awareness, which, by the way, this is the Magician. The number 1 major arcana is the Magician. And it's about creation. What you think about, you bring about. What you feel becomes real. You're creating something. You're spiritually growing. What do you see coming up for everybody, Spirit? What do you see coming up? Your favorite word. And look how this comes up in the future area. You got the waiting game. The waiting game. And then you got wait on me. Sorry. That's a double confirmation. There is a wait coming up. Oh, I just noticed something else. Look at the number 1 and the number 2. This isn't a major arcana. This is actually 2 of wands. But the 1 and the 2. I like that. Because I feel like you are making progress. It's so funny because when you're on the spiritual journey and you're like, Steph, I'm not making progress. What the hell do I keep having doors slammed in my face for? I keep not having reconciliation. I'm not awakening. I'm not feeling the kundalini. I'm not feeling psychic. Why am I being told a no? Why? Because we're in this karmic wheel. This is like the wheel of fortune. Things are shifting. It's a number 10. It's a new beginning. Times are changing. There has to be change for growth. But you're ready to be defensive about yourself. You're very armored up. You're very, very defensive. And there is a forgiveness issue. The number 23 goes to the number 5 for change. I just read what's on the cards, guys. Tell me something about what we're dealing with currently. What is the collective dealing with currently in these frustrations? Mental conflict. We got this yesterday. Another confirmation, a number 2. You're conflicted about your decisions. You're conflicted about your beliefs. I think the collective is just flat out conflicted. Not sure about anything. Not sure about this journey. Not sure about this person. Not sure about yourself. Not quite sure, and you just can't quite put your finger on it. This is all part of spiritual growth, guys. When you're growing as a spiritual being, you're supposed to ask questions. You're supposed to doubt your teachers and your gurus. You're supposed to doubt me. You're supposed to doubt my readings. You're supposed to doubt what's been shown for your future. You're supposed to ask questions. It's okay. I'm not offended. Spirit's not offended. That's part of your spiritual growth, is by questioning what is real. So go ahead. Ask those questions. Doubt, what is real? What should I believe? I'm not seeing results. This is part of your spiritual growth and spiritual awareness. You're learning your trials, you're learning through trials and errors. You're learning through me, you're learning through you, you're learning through life, the world, people, every day. This is why there's a waiting game. There's information that's supposed to come to you within 7 days here. The number 4 is prominent. I saw a firm foundation. Tell me about forgiveness. What does the collective need to forgive? Material and spiritual prosperity. 6 of Pentacles. You've not been given and been treated fairly. That's the problem, isn't it? It's not just with me. Maybe you feel like your readings are not timely. I know they haven't been. It's not just with your lover, because you haven't been given what you've given out equally. It's also with your family. You felt like the isolated black sheep of the family. It's not just with Spirit. You feel like Spirit's not been fair. Spirit's dealt you a bad deck of cards, a bad hand. You've had some misfortune. You have not been given fairly in your perspective. That's the issue. You have a hard time forgiving that. Buckle up, Buttercup. Stephanie's going to get deep today. I already felt goosebumps. Spirit, what do you want to tell them about this unfairness? We got this yesterday. And it's in reverse too. Financial and material changes. In reverse. We just got these cards. I feel we literally got this one and this one and this one yesterday. I'm kind of blown away. You're going to be gifted. Everything that you've lost out on financially, emotionally, physically, all your 5 senses, whatever has been given unfairly, you're actually going to be given that back. Changes are coming for you. The 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles, that is progress. That's movement forward. Things are actually progressing. So why are you seeing a no? Because the waiting game is too serious for you. It's too difficult for you. Heart chakra, the number 4. Again, I will say today 4 is prominent.
Mom,
Firm foundations. Yes.
I want to go to the dentist.
Well, we're not going right now.
But I want my stuff.
You want your stuff? You left stuff there?
Yeah, my truck on my truck.
Oh, goodness. Here, let me see if Sissy can make a phone call because I'm using the phone.
But
Hang on real quick, guys. Maybe Sissy can use her cell phone and call her, and maybe she can bring it. Because I can't go there right now, but I bet she can bring it.
she doesn't have a coat.
Mariah, can you call Grandma Dandy and tell her that if she could bring Matthew's little toys, which ones do you want? A tractor and a what? Actually, can you have Grandma Dandy come pick them up? Hey, she's going to call Grandma Dandy to pick you up. Here, can you, come on, Matthew. nice. Sorry, guys. All right. If any of you guys know Matthew, he is stubborn. All in good time. It's funny how I'm making you guys literally test your patience on my channel. You're like, oh my God, Stephanie's testing my patience. And then you get weight on me and the waiting game. Yep, your patience is being tested. Your guys' patience is tested. So what's going on with this ready to defend mental conflict? Okay. The first card I got out is fear. You're extremely fearful about what could happen, what's not happening. It doesn't matter. This is like the moon card. You guys are really fearful of any kind of results. Someone in your relationship may also be very, very fearful. The next card you guys got is shadow aspect. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but they're mirroring some of your shadow. They're mirroring some of your stubbornness. They're mirroring some of your issues, your inner fears. So if you're experiencing some pushback, they are reflecting to you some of your impatience, some of your fears. Okay, all of your shadow aspects. The next one is sacred sexuality. What I notice is 2 6s. You guys see things two different ways. You see a 6, they see a 9. Totally mirroring. What you want, they don't want. What they want, you don't want. When you want them to rush in, they want you to wait. When they want you to wait, you rush in. It's a very opposite energy. But this is a very deep spiritual connection. And that's what's frustrating for you. You know that this is special and spiritual and deep, and you're like, well, here's the deal, Spirit. This is a sacred sexual relationship. I've known this person before. Why do I have to wait when I've already known this person? Bottom of the deck is Phoenix Rising Rebirth. This relationship is going to be reborn, but first it must die. My next question for you guys is, how many of you guys have let this relationship die? And I don't just mean let it end, let them hang up the phone on you and say it's over. Let them block you. Maybe you need to block them. I don't just mean over in the aspect that it ended 10 years ago, or it ended 10 weeks ago. I mean, did you let this relationship die? Or did you keep it on life support? I think we've all been guilty of that. We've kept it on life support. There's some piece of us that keeps it connected to the system. We keep it breathing. Even if it's in a spiritual sense, it's just an emotional connection. And I've had a lot of my clients and a lot of you guys say, Steph, how can I do a cord cutting? How can I do a disconnect ritual? How can I do a cutting off emotionally, spiritually? You know, a lot of you guys hear these rumors of cords and that there's special rituals to do it. I'm sure there is. But what will be, will be. I don't think you can cut a cord to someone that's a part of you if you're a twin flame. There is no cord cutting. That's like hoping that your parents are not your parents. That's trying to change your very makeup, your DNA, your birth plan. You cannot change who your soulmate and twin flame is as much as you can even change who your parents are. Can anybody here change their parents? Can you stop being the color of skin that you are? No. You can't. You are who you are. Acceptance is what needs to be had here. That's the spiritual growth. You're not going to cut this person away from your heart and your life. But letting something die is allowing it to be reborn. And ironically, underneath that card is surrender, the number 10. Surrender to what is so it can be alive again in a different form. Let it transform. Let's see, what card do I want to pull? It's a healing card. Healing and grieving. Letting something die is literally a death. It's an emotional death. Letting go of an idea is an emotional death. Letting go of a lover is an emotional death. It's all the same thing. There's time to grieve, time to accept what's real. Sometimes people die and you can't accept it. And you move on and you go about your life, but if you think about them, there is sobbing and tears and feelings you never knew were there because you just moved on. You didn't heal. Moving on and healing are two different things. I'm not asking you to move on. That's easy. Any of you guys can go find another partner to screw, someone to live with. Any of you guys can keep busy and preoccupied with working out, going to the gym, going on a trip. That's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Healing is the real problem. That's the ticket. And this card here is wounded people. Classic, I always say this. Wounded people wound people. Healed people heal people. Today, I will focus on my healing. There it is, in black and white. If you are not healed and you're a wounded person walking around like a wounded warrior, all 9 of wands, stressed out, hurt, exhausted, burned out, disappointed, just that's it, man. That means you're wounded. And what needs to happen is you need to stop wounding other people. Because if you go walking around like a zombie, meeting the next person and you're not healed, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to wound that person in some way, some shape, some form. You're going to wound them because they're going to fall for you, but you're not going to fall for them the way you normally would if your heart was open. You're going to wound people because even your friends and family and children who are around you on a daily basis don't get to see the best version of your best self because you're walking around like a zombie, wounded, offering them the scraps you have left over. Because what happens with the 9 of wands is you only have scraps to give. You don't have a lot to give anybody. So now your friends and children and family are getting scraps because you're wounded. Your patience level is going to be very, very short. Your temper will be short. Sleep habits will be shitty. Work progress will be shitty. Your mind focus will be shitty at best. You'll basically just wander around wounding people because you're a wounded person. I'll leave it there. When you start to heal and deal with what's really going on inside you, and that's one of my classic sayings, you need to heal and deal. When you actually deal with the tears and the issues that stir up because of your lack of acceptance on the unfairness that you feel you've been receiving. And it has been, to the naked eye, unfair. It has been. With the 5 of Pentacles, that's dark night of the soul. That's being abandoned, not just by your lover, feeling like you're abandoned by God. Feeling like you're abandoned by your parents in some sense. maybe even just emotionally. They just didn't care enough about you to really go as deep as you thought you would have liked. It's that mom that seems concerned and says, "Honey, what's wrong?" "Oh, nothing." "No, sit down. Tell me what's wrong. I had a bad day. I just want to go to sleep and rest right now." And the mom says, "Okay, all right, I understand. Teenage stuff. Teenage stuff. I get it. Okay. Well, sleep good, honey. Bye-bye." And really inside, you're dying and screaming out to your mom, spiritually saying, "Mom, I had the worst day of my life. I can't even talk. I can't move. I can't sleep. I'm spiritually thirsting. I don't know what to believe in. I don't know what's going on in my life. I'm lost. Sit with me." But instead of saying that because you had problems expressing yourself, you gave the good old defense mechanism. "Nothing's wrong, I'm just tired." The problem with that is people believe you. And that's why part of your spiritual growth is say what you mean. Part of the reason you feel abandoned by parents like that is because you did not express yourself. You did not tell your mom or dad or brother, mother, grandparent, whatever, what you really mean. You didn't express yourself. That's not their problem. That's your problem. That's part of your spiritual growth. But at that age, immediately you start writing a tally on your imaginary, board. Tally. Mom doesn't care. Mom doesn't care to go deep enough. Dad, mom, brother, sister, whoever doesn't care about me to go deep enough into what's really going on. Can't they see what's going on inside my eyes? Can't they feel what's going on in my energy? No, a lot of the time as a spiritual worker, which you are gifted, no one can sense and feel things like you can. It's not obvious to the general human race. It's not obvious. These are spiritual psychic gifts that you probably have that many of the people you've encountered do not have. So they did not read between the lines. They did not sense your aura. They did not sense your energy or something was wrong. And anyways, moving forward, flat out, you feel abandoned, emotionally bankrupt. Then you moved on to some lovers, and it was the same thing. They never really knew what was really wrong with you. They could never catch the hint. They could never sense that something was wrong when you were showing signs emotionally that you were sad, hurt, left out. A lot of you guys with this Five of Pentacles energy were not invited to events with your lover. Be it hunting, be it dinner, be it games, be it fishing, be it outings with friends. You felt like, oh, that's their girl time. That's their guy time. When in all actuality, you felt very alienated from your lover. You felt like your best friendship that you're supposed to have and grow was being unnourished. That it was not being fed. Your best friendship, your intimate, most beautiful relationship of your life was not blooming. It was not a blooming rose. It was a bud, and it was basically not given any water. So now you feel like my relationship was not nourished. Again, emotional abandonment. That person didn't feel me, didn't see me, didn't know me, didn't love me. I wonder if this person even knew who I was. Again, abandonment. This brings to my attention and I know I always do movie references, guys, and I am sorry, but that's what I like to do. Let's talk. Let's talk like we're together here in my office right now. Let's just talk. In the movie Runaway Bride, Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, she had a lot of boyfriends that she was engaged to. They loved her and wanted to marry her. Richard Gere had pointed out to her during a breakfast, she ordered the same eggs that her soon-to-be husband ordered, and he said, I wonder if you even know what kind of eggs you like. And it was the meaning, guys, and you probably are already all over it. Do you even know what eggs you like? Do you even know what your favorite place in the world is? Do you even know your favorite flower, your scent of perfume, your favorite tea? I mean, a lot of you guys know that. Those are basics. But let's get a little deeper. Who are you really? What is it you really want to do with your life? What really makes you happy? Is it really that person walking in the door and they fill you with so much joy you feel complete? Because that's fading. That moment in time, that marriage, that relationship is fading. What brings you joy? Some of you guys have been so let down, you don't know. You're very mentally conflicted and very lost. There's a lot of fear. You think that this person's going to do it for you. Once you get this person, you'll be happy. Spirit says no. Spirit is telling you no. Because that's not true. That's part of the karmic wheel. You keep ordering the same eggs that your person likes. And when you switch your person, you order the kind of eggs they like. And when you switch that person, you order the same kind of eggs that person likes. Example. And I've seen it with my cousin and a few other people, and just example, okay? Somebody marries someone that likes, I don't know, R&B music, maybe rap music. They like Nikes, gold chains. They like black ice in their car. They like big rims. They like the hip hop lifestyle, okay? You get with that person and you're totally into it. You love it. You're into all the same things they're into. You start liking the female versions of everything they like or the male versions of everything they like. You dress like that. You talk like that. You act like that. You like to go to places like that. Then that relationship ends. You find someone else. They like country. They like country music. They like riding horses. They like hunting. They like rifles. They like different decor. Okay, you went from having a very modern living room, very modern, silver and sleek whites and blacks and reds and, a modern look in your home, to a very country lifestyle, to liking refurbished wood, shiplap, plaid, antlers on the wall, campfires, comfortable porches. Anyways, you get my drift. You guys come together and all of a sudden you change. It's like you morph into your person. Like a chameleon. You adjust to your environment. Just like you did with the last person, but now you're adjusting to this person and their lifestyle. And the excuse you give yourself is, I'm growing. I'm a different person today than I was 10 years ago. So that's an excuse. Then it ends with that person. Now you meet someone that likes classical music, opera, antiques, caviar, fine wines. Now you're into that. Now you're morphing into that kind of a person. You went from wearing plaid and jeans and boots to wearing heels or suits. Your hair's in a bun and you're wearing pearl necklaces when your hair used to be highlighted and rugged and feathered. You see what I'm saying? You're switching again and you're morphing. Do you know what you like and who you are? Do you know what kind of eggs you like? Or do you keep just choosing whatever's best, whatever's clever for the next person you fall for? Are you morphing into them? Or are you morphing into you? And that's what this spiritual relationship is supposed to bring you. It's supposed to bring you yourself. It's supposed to deliver you on a platter. This person is supposed to reject you so much so to the point that you are forced to love yourself. You're forced to find yourself. Sometimes it's extremely hurtful and you feel rejected all over again. But that's the name of the game. Rejection leads to protecting yourself, loving yourself, knowing yourself. So I could be talking about your past. I could be talking about what you're going through right now. Whatever it is, that's the situation. The situation is there's been some difficulty knowing yourself and accepting yourself and forgiving yourself for those kind of behaviors and for blaming people that were hurting you because they couldn't read your mind and they didn't know you. These are reflections of yourself, your shadow aspect. They were forcing you to grow. This is someone you keep locked up in the back. This is fake book right here. What I see here, again, the number 5, like the 5 of Pentacles. Here's fake book. You have your best picture of your best self as your profile photo. You show all your likes. You share all the videos and recipes and all the stories you're into. You're able to show the things you really care about through Facebook. You want to be that teacher, that leader, that guru. You want to be put together for the world to see. You want to look just like that. You want to look put together. But in the back, at home, at night in the dark, when you face your true self, there's parts of you that are hurting, parts of you that are depressed, parts of you that are maybe even suicidal, parts of you that have at least been suicidal at least once in your life, parts of you that feel unworthy and worthless, and what is your purpose? Those parts of you are caged up. You don't let people see those parts. No, they can't see that. But I see it. Someone here has had a knife to their wrist more than once, maybe more in their teens, maybe in the worst parts of your life. Nobody would know that about you. You look like the perfect angel. Nobody would know that about you. But it's true. You've been overly dramatic many times. Sometimes you think I was just freaking out. I was overly dramatic. No, you were desperate. You were desperate and you were seeking an answer for, is there more than this fake life? Is there more than fake book? Is there more than this perception of love, family, and life? What's on the other side? The people that are going through this are very strong Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and Capricorn. Some Virgos. Even Libra. It doesn't matter. It could be anybody. It could be everybody. But these are transformative parts of your life, and someone is over dramatic and someone is seeking answers. That's not the answer, and you already know that, and that's why you're here. You know that's not the answer. you know there's something more. Even when you're told a no in your face from the universe, even when you keep having doors slammed in your face, even when all these tarot readings results don't happen for you, and you keep hearing no, 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 there's something inside of you saying yes. You're waiting on it. You're waiting on the result. Show me. Prove it. Prove to me there's angels. Prove to me there's aliens. Prove to me there's life on the other side. Prove to me there's psychic abilities. Prove to me that this is a true spiritual relationship. Prove to me. You know what I see? Lack. Lack of faith. Lack of forgiveness. Lack of peace. Lack. And I'm bringing up lack because this is what I'm going to tell you today. What you think about, what you bring about is the same thing. What you feel becomes real. It's the same thing. If you are not seeing results, it's because you are not feeling results. If you are not seeing satisfaction, you're not feeling satisfied. So then your next question is, well, Stephanie, if that's the truth, how the hell do I get satisfied? How do I do this? How do I get satisfied with lack? How do I get satisfied with being broke? How do I get satisfied with being abandoned? How do I get satisfied with being alone? How do I get satisfied? I'm going to go back to where I was talking about what kind of eggs do you like? What kind of music do you like? It's not going to match your person. It needs to match you. Spirit's going to always halt progress. You're a spirit. Spirit's in you. So you're going to halt progress until you know yourself, love yourself, and heal yourself. When you've done that and you've stopped expecting mom and dad and brother and God and angels and everybody else to fulfill your desires and wishes and needs, you will be fine. You will be so love drunk on yourself. You won't need them. You won't need the angels. You won't need spirit. You won't need your lover. You won't need mom. You won't need dad. You won't need brother and sister. And you won't need your career. And you won't need your money. And you won't need nature. You won't need anything. When you finally find oneness in yourself, what else matters? Because wherever you are, happiness is. Whatever step and direction you take lies happiness. Everything you touch becomes gold. It is the Midas touch. And the key secret with King Midas is he believed it, so he achieved it. He felt it, and it became real. You have to believe it before you see it. You have to feel it before you can have it. That's the disconnect. That's the no. That's the wait on me. It's really not waiting on your other person, although I think they do want you to wait on them spiritually, but you're waiting on me, self. If you read this card, the waiting game, wait on me, I see it as a self-taught lesson. I'm waiting on me. Epiphany! Aha! Clarity. What are you waiting for? I'm waiting on self. You're waiting on self. What you're really waiting for is not your lover, brother, mother, job, family, abundance. What you're really waiting for is the minute you feel happy, the minute everything clicks, the minute you've got it, that's when things will start to change. So really what you're waiting on is you. That's a deep message right there. That's a very deep message. That's why wounded people wound people and healed people heal people. Today I will focus on my healing. Therefore you can heal your lover. Therefore you can heal other people. You can be a light to the world. Therefore the wounding stops because you stop wounding yourself. One of the hardest lessons we as human beings have to really learn is being alone is a gift. Being alone is a treasure. It's so hard because human nature wants someone, companionship. It's torture even in jail when they put you in isolation or solitary or whatever they call it. Solitary. Because draining out other people in the world makes you feel lost, confused. You know why? It's the shadow aspect. It's the mirror reflection. We don't know who we are without others. You don't know what you like without a comparison to somebody else. You don't know what to feel in comparison to somebody else's feelings. It's all these mirrors. We live in a world full of mirrors, and we don't know who we are without other people. One of the most spiritual, beautiful lessons that we can learn as light workers is loving and being happy with who we are in our solitude, alone, without the mirrors. Who are you without them? Do you love you without them? If nobody's watching that beautiful meal you're cooking, is it even worth cooking? Does the meal you're cooking hold value if nobody else gets to taste it or see it? Does getting dressed up and feeling beautiful even matter if nobody else gets to see you and say how beautiful you look? Does driving that fancy sports car even matter if nobody sees you driving it? Does having that big, beautiful home and that gorgeous living room even matter if nobody comes to visit? See, they're supposed to matter to you. They're supposed to make you feel good. But if we're one of those people that we wake up and realize, wow, I'm really only doing A, B, and C for others, not for me, then you're not living the life you really want for you. And it's different when you have children because, yes, you're living your life for them and all those things that you do matter to them. So there is a difference. If you're already a parent, you know that. But we're talking about your spiritual self though. You know, let's put that aside. We have to self-reflect and find out who we are on the inside without the children and without the lovers and without anybody. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anyways, who are we? Right? Let's get an El Quay oracle. If I can find my El Quay book. You know, I should always check before I start pulling. Hang on. I love El Quay, but where the heck is my El Quay book? Shiitake mushrooms. Oh, Lord. There's a reason. There's always a reason. Don't freak out. And Spirit's laughing at me now. Stuff, did you think I was going to give you what you wanted? The answer is no. Fine, I'll pick something else. I will improvise. Let's see what I'm being called to. I'll do a Rumi's oracle. They were pretty deep yesterday, or whatever day I did it. Okay, Rumi, let's talk. You know, I feel very bonded to Rumi. I feel this person was very philosophical and very loving and very deep and pure and always seeing the bigger picture and always searching for answers. And I just admire that about Rumi. So I do like Rumi's gift, oracle cards. Okay, Rumi, let's talk. And I get enchantment. I kind of get the feeling, again, solitude. This woman is alone, and she's enchanted with self. She's surrounded by beauty, and her hair looks like it's on fire. She's enchanted with the universe, the beauty of it. There's a tree in front of her, and she's just been enchanted with the glory of the universe and the glory of everything around her and the glory of herself. That does make me think, how enchanted are you with yourself? Seriously, look at what God created. Look what the universe created. Look at what is, your hands. All the things you can do with your hands, your mind, all the things you can create, your feelings, how your body functions and how it can heal itself. It's a miracle. It's just beautiful. Okay, let's find enchantment. Number 110, again the number 10, the number 1, new beginnings. Come, I'll show you the enchanted garden of your heart. Once you enter, you become the fragrance of flowers, unafraid to prickle the thorns. You see that when you burn, like the oil in the lamp, you confide in darkness, and it welcomes you and embraces your light. You become both the lion and the prey, both faith and idolatry, and the sweet kiss that discovers honey in each bitterness. Like the cure that has taken away the pain, you will give your life and become life itself. What I get from this card: the beauty in yourself is something to be enchanted with. You are the light in the darkness. Once there's no other light, the only choice you have is to be the light. There's a saying like that. It says, you're only as strong as you have to be. You're only as strong as you have to be. Your strength doesn't just come up by choice. When you have no other choice, you have to be strong. When you have no other answer to your blockages, you have to be the answer. You have to awaken. When you are getting no in your face, you have to awaken. You have to look into yourself and be reborn. These no's, these blockages are self-created and self-made. I know it's hard to comprehend or understand, and it feels more like an attack than a choice. But this is part of the karmic lesson, the karmic wheel. We make these choices subconsciously. We make these choices based on society, what we choose to accept and not accept. Some of it is faultless even, because you're taught as a young child to accept things, to accept the religion and the place of your birth and your sex and what comes along with it and your duties. And you accept all these templates and you accept all these titles and labels about who you are, what your name is, how old you are, what comes along with that age, what comes along with the sex you are. They're all templates. They're all rules and obstacles, and they're all fencing you in to create you. So in essence, the world and your parents and society are actually doing the creating, not you. They're creating your reality. When you free yourself from these labels and these people and society, you no longer allow them to dictate and create your life. You create your own. And the mental conflict is you've always been looking for someone else to create because it's so hard to start to be your own creator. When you've counted on your parents to tell you how it should be and your lovers to tell you how it should be and society and religion, everyone else has been doing it for you. So it is scary to start creating yourself. It's actually scary to look at this shadow aspect, and that's what I'm feeling. The fear is actually looking at the person that's been caged up. The fear is actually wondering who you really are and what you really like. Maybe you might see yourself as a sexual deviant because you're extremely passionate. Maybe you'll title yourself and see yourself as a homeless bum if you want to live minimalist in the world, in a farm, in a garden somewhere with nothing. Maybe you're worried that if you don't really want kids, that makes you a bad, heartless person. Maybe you feel scared because you love the finer things in life. You love riches. You love the beauty and the exquisiteness of culture and music and the art that it takes someone to create a chair that costs $5,000 because they spent every moment in detail in the carving of that chair. No one else appreciates the chair because of the price tag. You appreciate the chair for the energy and soul that went into it from another being. It doesn't really matter what floats your boat and what rocks the package that you're in. What are you afraid of? The acceptance of other people and their judgments and what they might say. For some people in karmic relationships and in relationships that are sacred, maybe you love someone that the world thinks you shouldn't love. Maybe you love someone of a different race or a different culture. Maybe you love someone of a different age. Maybe you love someone of the same sex. Maybe you love someone that nobody else will accept you with. Maybe you'll love someone that nobody else would ever see you with and you're fearful of what they might say. It's sacred. It's not up to them. There are some people that are denying a love of a lifetime because their ex would laugh at them or think they're ridiculous to be with that person. Some of you are denying a love of your life because of what your family might think. Some of you are denying a love of your life because it doesn't fit the package that you think it should fit. We're meant to be enchanted in our heart and the beauty of creation and the natural way it happens. We're not meant to be enchanted in a paradigm where the templates exist to keep us corralled into society's creation. Spiritual awareness is knowing that you have the power to make yourself happy. You have the power to create your universe. You have the power to speak things into existence. You have the power to love who you love and love what you love. It shouldn't be dictated by anybody else. So I'll leave it there because what you're waiting on is you. When do you want to be happy? Okay, Spirit. When do they want to be happy and what's going to happen here? What cards should I use? I use my life purpose. Whoops. Okay. I'll use my life purpose. Give us some answers, Spirit. Tell me about Spirit. Show me and reveal to me you. Okay. I'm going to take more than one. Spirit's like, I got some talking to do. Lucy, you have some splaining to do. Lucy, you have some splaining to do. Spirit, you have some splaining to do. We're going to talk to Spirit now. First of all, Spirit, Father, Mother, Creator of all things, Source, wants to tell you, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. You're on the right path. Spirit's saying, let those tears fall. Embrace the breakdown. Fall down. You're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. You didn't make a bad choice. I'm glad that you're asking questions. I'm glad that you're questioning society. I'm glad that you're questioning me and my purpose for your life. I'm glad that you're questioning what is created and how does it get created. I'm glad that you're questioning these blockages because you're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. Fall down now and embrace that. I love you, and I'm here, and I see you, and you're not doing anything wrong. You're doing everything right. You're exactly where you should be right now. The next one is infinite abundance. Spirit is saying, daughter, son, you are fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. When you are on the flow of what is in your heart and you realize that everything in front of you is being created because of what's inside of you, know this, that once you've accepted what was and what is and what will be based on your desires, you will start having the infinite abundance I would love to give you. I want to give you this relationship. I want to give you those children. I want to give you a long life. I want to give you the beauty of this planet. I want to show you things beyond your wildest dreams. I want you to see everything that's beautiful in my garden. And the Garden of Eden is this earth. This earth is the garden. It's full of beautiful things. There's beauty in the Sahara Desert. There's beauty in the luscious rainforest. There's beauty in a grief-stricken person who is shedding tears for the ones they lost. There's beauty in poverty and seeing people happy with nothing, and there's beauty in people being successful, running huge corporations and being a vision of success for us to live up to and say, I like that. That's amazing. That's possible. If we didn't have people from the lowest to the highest, if we didn't have variety, if we didn't have all these things, we wouldn't know what we want. There has to be options. Everyone is not the same. There's infinite abundance, and whatever you want to be happy, Spirit wants to give that to you. Books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. A lot of you guys cherish books, old novels, old stories, Alice in Wonderland, Moby Dick. Even newer novels, series, The Game of Thrones, The Lord of the Rings. There's beauty in imagination, and there's beauty in literature, there's beauty in books. Some of you guys can connect your life purpose through your involvement of books. Writing a book may be very wonderful for you. Creating a book for others to read, creating a story, creating a fantasy, creating a world in your imagination. And before I move on, what touched my heart with this book's thing was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and Charlie's Chocolate, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, with Gene Wilder, whatever his name was. And I like that song that he's like, Come with me, you will see. Something about whatever's in your imagination. You know, I don't know, but I'm hearing that little song. Whatever's in your imagination. And I love that movie because he allowed, whoever created that story allowed their mind to wander in a world of imagination. A river of chocolate, a world made of candy. That was someone's paradise. And it was their imagination. Books have imagination. Writing stories is imagination. Yeah, I cannot sing. Someone said I can. No, I don't think so, but thank you. But someone's imagination gave us that story. And how much does that touch your heart? God, there's so many stories that touch my heart. Even Twilight. I know, I'm too old for Twilight. But I loved it. The imagination of an impossible love. A love between the lion and the lamb, the vampires and the humans, and this crazy world. I mean, it feeds the soul because it's imagination. We can live an alternate life in our imagination. Books give us that. Write a book. That is for someone. Write a book. It might be as thrilling as any book we've ever read. People may love to read it. You may send them into a world of imagination. And really, that's the key that unlocks their creation of their world. It's funny. Okay, the next one is career change. If you're embarking upon a career that brings the joy and abundance you desire and you deserve, change. A lot of you guys are being guided to change your career. If you're not finding any success with your career, maybe you just chose a job, I don't know, 6 months ago, and you're not happy with it. It's not feeding you. It's not fulfilling you. It's not working out. You know, when one door closes, another door opens. You have to trust that you're being guided the heck out of there. Quit fighting it. Let it go. Embark on a career that you're going to love and that you deserve. The next one is environmentalist. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. A lot of you guys, we can all take a stand and start to protect is what I meant. Protect your environment. Stand up in your community. I get furious that every time I go to the mountains, I see trash and garbage and bullshit. And I'm like, here are these a-holes coming up to the mountains to get their fresh air, enjoy a little picnic, and what do? They toss their shit on the floor and leave. It pisses me off. I go down to the creek and I see water bottles and freaking beer bottles and liquor bottles and bullshit. And I'm like, here are these teens enjoying their midnight fuck, excuse my French, in the mountains, leaving their bottle of wine or their beer or their bullshit here. Why? I don't know. But you know what? They're going to look back on their life and say, I remember that night we snuck out in the woods and I made love under the stars and it was beautiful. Well, I hope you liked it. And I hope you know that if you don't conserve nature, you're never going to have that experience again. And the next person won't have that beautiful, magical experience under the stars like you did. So, sorry guys, my mouth gets in the way and my anger, and I'm sorry. I have a lot of fire in my chart and I am sorry. I get mean and insensitive, and I don't mean to be such a bitch, but sometimes that happens. I am protective over the environment. I'm not Mother Teresa, and I'm not a saint, and I'm not Princess Diana. I don't have a voice of an angel. But I am a fighter for what needs to be preserved in animals, and nature is one of them. And sometimes God uses mean old soldiers like me to do shit, get shit done, and have a voice that gets attention. There's a lot of sensitive people in this world that don't like the Trumps and don't like the me and don't like the rude people that curse. But I can tell you one thing, the insensitive people in this world are honest. And they're not afraid to hurt your feelings. They're afraid of losing something more valuable than that, and they're afraid of losing what we have, and they're fighters. They will fight to keep things safe. They will fight to protect a country. They will fight to protect a people. They will fight to protect a culture and a belief. They will fight for what's theirs. And if you didn't have fighters, you wouldn't be safe. And if you didn't have fighters, you wouldn't have a nice little forest to go visit right now, because mankind would have overtaken that shit a long time ago. So, I'm sorry. I get a little intense with politics, and I'm just going to speak on this for 1 second. It pisses me off when people are easily offended by mean, chauvinist, bossy, rude, crude people. It offends me that people get offended about open borders and letting everyone roam like a bunch of wild beasts. We need law and order. Even the universe has law and order. The globe of our Earth has to be precisely spinning at a precise number of spins, hours per day. If it moves 1 degree, it fucks everything up. Even the universe has order. Our globe has to be aligned with the way it spins around our sun. There is order. We are not free for all. The only reason we have order is for protection, to keep things safe. I'm not talking about locking people in. This is not North Korea here, okay? We're not talking about locking people in and never letting them travel. I mean doing things in an environmentally safe way to keep people healthy from disease, safe from criminals, safe from other people which are very animalistic and want to overthrow your government, your way of life, and your beliefs. You have to understand, we need the bad boys, we need the bad girls, we need the fire signs to get up and fight to protect the majority, the children, the planet. Just as we must fight to protect our countries and our people and our cultures, because there's an array of colors and an array of beauty. The garden is very diverse. We have to protect each one. They're all a beautiful rose in a garden. They're all a beautiful flower in a garden of beauty on this earth. But there are people that want to overthrow other people and toss them out and say they don't belong in the garden. And that's when you get energies that want to overthrow people, overthrow government, overthrow countries and cultures. People that want to tear down a forest to build condos. They want to tear down natural beauty to build and monopolize on more money and wealth for them because they can do it. I have the money, I can do it. I can throw down this forest of animals and homes and nature and beauty, and I can build a, 18-story condo complex and make billions of dollars for my children's children and myself. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. And that's when fighters have to come in and fight for the environment. That's when people have to fight for what needs to be happening for the balance of nature. You have to fight for what's yours. And I'm just going to touch on this one time, and I am very sensitive to it. I'm not 100% Native American blood, but I have at least 50% of me of it, if not more. And our culture was overrun. Not everyone in the Native American culture gave and said, welcome, 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 come here. Some of the Native Americans said, no, you're not welcome here. Go back somewhere else. You're not welcome to create your home here. But they were killed. And the ones that said, welcome, I want to let you join, they didn't have what they needed to protect themselves from being overran. And the kings and queens and cultures that came here to overrun America won because they had firepower, because they had guns and we didn't, because they had armies and we didn't. They came with power and they took what they wanted. It's nobody's fault. No one alive today should be punished for that. None of us here should be fighting against other places because of that. Okay? That's the past. But the past should teach you something. Opening up your door and letting people come in and hurt you and take advantage of you is not healthy. It's not healthy when you do it to a country, because what do my Native American people have left? Not much. Not much. Not much at all. What part of culture is left here in this country from the Native Americans? Almost next to nil. Okay? And that's because we let other cultures come here and overrun and take control and power of the country. Not only that, they brought other people here from other countries. They were just bringing them all in from all over and putting them through slavery, putting them down, enslaving people in a country that wasn't even theirs to begin with. So now we have more problems. Now you can't go out now and have a little land to live on because the government says no. You need to be on the grid, not off the grid. You need to give us money. Okay? And you know why? Because you gave your power to an authority. You gave your power of what's yours to an entity that you felt either A, fearful of, or felt they're worthy of. Whatever mindfuckery happened. There were deals made with the Native Americans that weren't kept. They still aren't kept. Who's there to fight against the government? No one, because we don't stand together, we stand separated. We stand divided. So how can we stand against a power bigger than us if we can't even stand together? And it goes on and on and on and on and on. But let me just refocus here. We're facing that same problem today. Kindness, niceness, and the niceties about letting every culture from every planet, well, maybe it is every planet, but every culture from every part of the planet is what I meant to say, overrun other countries is becoming a problem. And it's a problem not because we're not sharing beauty of cultures with each other. That's not the problem. We all love each other's food. We all love to marry and date each other from different cultures. We all love to visit beautiful places on this earth, and we should be allowed to. What we shouldn't be allowed to do is force our beliefs on anybody else. What we shouldn't be allowed to do is travel, plant our seeds somewhere else, and say, this is how it's going to be. That's not nice. That's not okay. We all come from somewhere. We should make the most of where we're from. And if people are escaping persecution and hurt from other places, isn't it your environmental duty to go help that place rather than place that idealism somewhere else? You're actually planting that seed everywhere. And there are people in power that have a dark, thieving energy to kill, steal, and destroy countries. To kill and steal and destroy populations of people. And to overrun areas. That's not nice. That's not playing nice. So who do you call when something like that happens? Who do you count on to protect people from being hurt? You think the United Nations would be doing a good job? They'd be doing a good job. They're protecting. Why do we have to do anything? The United Nations makes sure. No. Even the most wealthy of families, I think it's in Dubai, there's the king and his damn good-looking son and the royal family there. Thank you, Genevieve, for the super chat. And his daughters from one of his wives tried to escape and has been imprisoned, captured, back in his palace for like, I don't know, years, unable to escape. Clearly it's not so happy over there if his own daughter, who's supposed to be living the lavish lifestyle of the rich and famous, wants to escape, but is being held captive. Do you think the son is doing that? No. Why? Well, the son gets to wear whatever he wants. The son gets to sleep with who he wants. Hell, the son gets to have 10 wives if he wants. The son gets the inheritance if he wants. The son gets to travel if he wants. The son gets to have social media if he wants. The son is gifted a lot of pleasures. You know why? Because it's sexist. Because women have a place. Because women cannot do that in that royal family's eyes. The woman must be covered up. And some women in that country believe in it, and they love it, and they choose to. So no offense to you if that's what you choose. If you choose to cover your hair and your mouth and your nose and eat under a blanket, then that is your choice. If you choose to go to a congregational church or worshiped area that you have to be in a separate room below or behind the men, that is your choice. And if you like it, so be it. There are, S&M people out there. Some people like to be dominated. Maybe you get off on it. I don't know. It's not my call. But for the people that don't like it and want to escape, they should be able to go. Am I right? Should they be able to go freely? No one's been able to free that princess. No one's been able to come into that country and tell that king how to run his family. Because he's rich and he has very big ties to the royal family in the United Kingdom and all over the world. His wife recently chose to divorce him and now lives protected in the UK also, with her children, and he is fighting for custody. It's a big national matter, and the only reason that woman is not dead is because of the publicity. If we lived 300 years ago and a woman tried to do that there, she would be dead. Off with her head. Why? Because there's people in power. There's mean people in power. It happens, guys. Okay? The reason I'm going on and on and on about that is, do you really want wherever you live to become like that? And I'm not just talking about, the king's not trying to come take over the world, okay? This isn't Pinky and the Brain. But there are some crazy people in this world, groups, terrorists, that rape women, raise their children to be hateful, teach them the world is a dark place, and if they want to save their soul, they will do as they say. There are groups and people that say they are God, and people believe them. It happens. It's called brainwashing. And when that gets out of control, those groups become larger. And those children's children, which is all they know, is that madness. That's all they know. They don't know anything else. That's it. That's all they know. And then they want to claim, what do they call it? Sanctuary, or they want to come to other countries to be protected, to escape persecution, because the higher militants know what they need to say and how they need to say it, to bring people into other countries to plant their churches or beliefs in a country and make it grow. Then they bring other people, other children, other women in out of other areas in your own country, and it explodes. And if we're not careful, countries can get overrun. Wars can break out. You know, the best way to destroy a country is from the inside out. If you can infiltrate the heart of a country, the heart of a person, their mind and their soul and their heart, it can start to grow out of control. So, sorry, I'm going on and on and on about political bullshit. But an environmentalist is not just nature and animals. It's about your people. It's about your country. It's about your home. It's about freedom. It's about the choice to choose to worship who you want, the choice to love who you want. And if you don't protect it, if you're not an environmentalist angel, there's going to be problems. And the world needs you to stand up and fight to protect what is yours. And if you're not careful, you can fall under a brainwashing guise of, we're doing it to protect you. Open borders is to love everyone. Giving up your weapons is right because guns are evil. Everyone should be free to love everyone. Everyone should be free to choose whatever they want to choose. You know, that sounds beautiful, and it is true. But the twisted part comes in the paperwork. The twisted part comes after the speech, where they touch globalist amounts of people. The tricky part comes into the governmental acts of literally writing down the rules and regulations in the books. That's when it gets touchy. So a lot of people go out and make decisions for their environment and their country based on a speech or based on how someone looks. No one reads the fine print. Who here can raise their hand and say, I got a cell phone at, I don't know, ATT or Verizon or Sprint, and you had a 20-page contract that you signed? And how many of you can say you know what the hell that contract says? I bet almost all of you don't know what that contract says. But it opens your number up to solicitation. It opens you up to privacy invasion. It opens you up to government being able to spy and keep track of you. But you sign it. You know why you sign it? Because everybody else has a cell phone. Everybody else has one. Well, if they're doing it, I'm going to do it because it's safe. Everybody else has it. It's no big deal. I have one, shit. And maybe that's true. Maybe we're all a bunch of sheep going to the slaughter. But the point is, that's how it works, guys. That's how it starts. And when you start putting your vote out there, you are voting based on speeches and the way people look. You're not voting on the actual logistics of what's going to go down. And when guns go away, it doesn't mean they're going to burn all the guns on the planet. We're not going to be 60s wild child here. There's no government in existence on planet Earth that will disperse of weapons. They'll always be here, and they're always ready to create more. Always. They just want to take away your right because they want the power over you. But they're not going to say that in the speech. They're not going to say, vote for me. I want to take your guns away from you and your weapons away from you because I'm going to possibly in 30 years overrun this country and tell you what to believe in and tell you who you can marry and tell you how you should dress and tell you where you should live. And I'm going to take your money that you work for and you will be my slave. They're not going to tell you that. No. They're going to tell you, vote for me because I want peace and love and light. And I want to take guns away from people because they're dangerous. They're bad. No one should have one. You should vote for me because I'm against those rights. It's all the trickery with words, guys. And people raise their hand and say, I vote for peace. I vote for love. I vote for light. I vote for safety. I vote for nature. You don't realize you're being led to the slaughter because they're going to take the very thing that you love. They're going to take it. They're going to take away your freedom, and they're going to take away your beliefs, and they're going to take away your forest, and they're going to take away everything if you're not smart. If you're not an environmentalist, there is a flow. There is protection. Sorry, I'm going on. This card really just wants to talk to me because it's more than just animals and earth. It's about your people. Who are you protecting? And this card was speaking to me about Aries and, rebirth, the phoenix. It was also speaking to me about the Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Michael. These fighters that come in with a sword. These fighters that come in with fire. These fighters that come in to protect. These fighters that, I don't know, it just stirs something up inside me and it says, fight for what's yours. Don't let people do the fight for you. You be a fighter. Stand up to protect your people. Fight for others. Don't give your rights away. Keep them and go out there and fight for other people's rights. Stop relenting. I just see a bunch of people being pushed back by governments that keep pushing the people so far over the edge that they're in complete control of the globe. And we're just here voting for them because they're cute, or because they fake it, or because whatever. And we're just being pushed off the edge. Anyways, be an environmentalist for your people, for your nation, and for those that need you. It's okay to have Aries and Leos and Sagittariuses in this world. The fire signs of this world will speak up. The fire signs in this world are militant. Even the earth signs, especially Virgos and Taurus and Capricorn, militant. They will go out and fight. It's the watery signs. Okay, it's the air signs, the thinkers, the feelers that are a little bit hesitant to make a move on situations like that because we worry, we feel. But let these people that want to go out and fight for what's right, because we need a balance. We need earth angels. And every angel in God's army is not meditating and throwing rose petals at the collective. Every angel in heaven is not giving blessings. There are angels with swords. There are angels with arrows. There are angels made of fire. There are angels with lions. There are angels with dragons that come here to create order. There are planets like Saturn, energies like Ketu, that come to create obstacles and battles and war, like Mars and Pluto, to create obstructions to make sure there's a balance in our universe, a balance and an energy for love and faith and family and hope and this earth. We need all of these obstacles. Anyways, I'm going to move on from there, but I think Spirit really wants to hone in on that energy and say, you're in a pivotal time. 2019, 2020. You're in a pivotal time to fight for your people, to fight for your country, to fight for nature, to fight for animals, to protect. You're in a pivotal time to help create the balance. Don't become so unbalanced that you're falling over in too much sweetness, kindness, lovingness, that you don't know how to balance the dark shadow sides of yourself, that you don't know how to balance the fire and the darkness and the brimstone. Don't think that this world doesn't need balance. It does. So fight for what needs to be fought for and find peace in the things that need to have peace, but we need both. This world is not going to run the way it should run on cupcakes and rainbows. This world is going to run on cupcakes and rainbows that bring hope, but also towers and destruction. We have to find a balance. That's part of the environment. So some of you guys may be embarking on that. Maybe you guys are thinking about getting politically involved, maybe helping people out. What I suggest to be an environmentalist to help fight oppression is to fight for the equal rights for people, to fight for farmers who are not being given enough water or flexibility to do their job because the Clintons that own Monsanto farms rule them and want to wipe them out. Fight against that. Fight against PG&E that monopolizes people's power. Find some literature, come together, get some signatures and say we should be able to live off grid. Fight for how much land in your country is really the country's, the people's. See and research in your libraries or on the internet or in your Capitol office. How much land is the people's land and how much land is owned by government? Who's allowed to do what on the government? Who owns it? Whose names are on majority of your state's land? Is it people of your country or is it people of other countries? Who runs it? Start getting involved. Read the literature. See what's going on. Also, I want you to see for the people that you vote on in whatever country you live in, you need to definitely see the labels that who's labeled and who's what. Someone said Republicans. First of all, shush the name calling. We don't say Democrats and Republicans because they're both in America toxic. And if you have fallen into the trap that one is better than the other, then you're lost. You're lost. The Bushes and the Clintons are the same. The Obamas and the Bushes are the same. Okay? I didn't name names till you said Republican. But I'm just saying, to balance out the authorities, don't jump on bandwagons. See what's really going on. They're both in the same boat, the political boat. You want the rebels. You want people that are not for a party. You want people that are for a people. You want to vote for people that are for a country and a people. They are not buddies with groups of higher esteem. This is all part of being an environmentalist. You have to know who you're voting for. Don't just pick the better of two evils. Fight for balance. Fight for balance. That's one of them. Where I'm going with that is I wish Native Americans had more say in my country. However, there's a lot of Native Americans today that are not educated in what's going on in politics. So even if the people that are left alive today, they wouldn't know what to do with that power because they don't really pay attention to what's really going on. Our ancestors are the ones that would know. I think we need to connect with people from the past. Just in my culture here with England, people escaped England because they didn't like the Queen's and King's power. They didn't like their military going into towns and raping and pillaging their villages. They didn't like being taxed to death to where all they had to eat was dirty bread and water. They couldn't farm because people of prestige had name and title. So you couldn't just go be your own farmer in those days. You couldn't say, oh, I found some beautiful land. I think I'm going to build a home and I'm going to have a fence here and I'm going to have some sheep and I'm going to farm and live off the land. No. Back when England was in power, even 1500s, no. You had to have name and title. That's the Queen's land. That's the King's land. You can't just go there and live there. You can't do that. Why do you think the witches in those days were really persecuted? Because they were rebels. They went to live in the forest, away from the towns. They didn't like them stirring people up, letting them think they could be free like that you could live off the land like that you could heal yourself like that. How dare you? They used to tell you that the king and the queen were God. They were holy because of their birthright. That made them holy. Don't you know? They're closer to God because of that. Let's go back to Egypt. Same thing. The family is holy. It's the bloodline. They're closer to spirit because of their blood. That's why. And you need to be a slave. And you need to go build the pyramids, and you need to go serve them. You can't live away. Where I'm going with that is people escaped that to come to this country. They wanted to be free, to find a home with land and have a little garden, have a little farming, have some animals, and live in peace. They wanted to be able to worship a God that they believed in without feeling they had to sacrifice and give their money to a church that was a Catholic church at the time. How do you think Notre Dame in Paris got built and all the other churches in Europe? There was people that were taught to believe in purgatory. And if you don't pay money to keep your family members from purgatory, they will stay there. So you owe the church 600 whatever. And then your family can be free. We'll pray and we'll release them because they're in power. See, it's all mind fuckery. You know, and they came here to be free, and then another, you know, the same government wanted to rule this country too, and it's just like church planting today. Countries can come and plant more countries in other countries and say this is how it's going to be. They're going to come here and tell you this is how it's going to be. You have to be a protector. Protect your environment. Okay? And I'll leave that there. You have to protect your environment. I'm going to quit there. I'm going too much into it. But the thing is, it's okay to fight for what you believe in. You are an earth angel who was born to protect nature and teach about nature and animals. Everyone should be free to live how they want to live. If those are people who are in other countries are being persecuted and tortured, then you should help them. You should find some way to reach out, use your abilities and your powers and your psychic abilities to help people be free from the madness of control like that, because it's not right. It's not fair. Let's move on. Justice is the next card. Your career brings fairness and protection to help those who need your help. But more than just career, Spirit's saying what I've been talking about for this whole 30 minutes. Justice. You have to fight for balance. Don't fight for power of other authorities. Fight for balance. You can be a voice without using a sword, or you can use a sword, but don't hurt other people that want to use the sword. What I'm saying is you have to have justice. Don't let things overrun other people. Be fair. Take a leadership role, and here is Joan of Arc. Take charge of the situation. Take charge of your country. Take charge of your people. Take charge. Don't be a pushover. Joan of Arc, again, was a woman who went into a military full of men. She was killed because she did that, because she had a heart to fight for what she believed in, and because angels were speaking to her, because she was a psychic, she was an empath, she was strong, she was powerful. I happen to believe she was an Aries and a Pisces in Vedic. She was very spiritual. She was a leader. She took charge. She listened to angels and spirit guides from the other side. She wasn't crazy. She was a spiritual person, and she took charge in a situation at a very young age. Very, very young age. So again, be a leader. Fight for what's right. I think right now you're being called to focus your energies on balance and nature and the environment. Had the Native Americans had a way to fight, maybe this world would be a different place. maybe there would still be some beauty in the Native American culture in America, in Canada. That was Native American land. It is now British run or UK ran. America is run again by the government, not the UK, but its own government. And guess what? Everybody's buddy-buddy with everybody, as it always will be. So I'm not saying be an anarchist and be against all government. What I'm saying is follow the leaders that are worth following. Be wise enough, intuitive enough to trust your intuition about someone that is choosing to fight for you. Be wise enough and intuitive enough to put your voice out there where it matters, when needed. If you have the ability to speak for your parks around you, speak for them. Your farmers around you, speak for them. If you're called to speak, speak. At the very least, if you're called to listen, listen. Put your name where it counts. Vote where it counts. My point is here, like Joan of Arc, don't go with the masses. Be different. Stand out. You're a spiritual being and you're an environmentalist earth angel. You stand for the universal collective, not just the earth collective. The next one is trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. Trust your feelings and your dreams to guide your path, not just your career, but your path. Are you being called to be a farmer? Are you being called to live off grid? Are you being called to call out the government on their bullshit? Are you being called to stand up for people that are being persecuted? Are you being called to fight for those that are abused? I'm just going to give you a few topics that are worth fighting for right now in America. One is the foster children. They are not being fought for. That's a cause all in its own. They're still, since the 70s, being given, or the 80s, being given black trash bags to travel to and from homes. They have no backpacks. They apparently have no bags. They have no items. They are still being sexually abused in homes because workers turn a blind eye when they investigate the home. They don't give a shit. That's a problem. There is still sex trafficking going on right now in your local massage parlors. You turn a blind eye because everyone else does. But the next time you pass by a Korean restaurant with a Korean massage parlor next door that seems to be open at 10 o'clock at night with strange men coming in and out, ask yourself this question. Are you turning a blind eye to sex trafficking? The next time you see someone abusing their child next door, maybe you should question that. That's worth fighting for. The next time you feel there's abuse with police violence or unfairities with the government, I think that's a fight worth fighting. If anyone hasn't taken a look at the Social Security office, the food stamp office, the DMV, the VA, I don't know, I can go on and on. All these government-ran agencies. Do you like how it's run? Do you like picking a ticket number and being called at your seat and then when you're talked to being disrespected and left with no help or left with more issues than you started, or you've been disrespected and told like a little child to put your phone down, turn it off, sit your child down, no running, respect my authority or get out? Who here wants to raise their hand and say, I like that? Does anybody like that? Do you like going to the DMV office and feeling like you're just an ant in a field full of ants here? Do you like getting assistance and treated like you are less than because you need help? Do you like that? Do you like being 30, 40, 50 years old and told like a child to put your phone away? That, my friends, is government power. And they abuse it every day. And no one talks about it. The more and more this goes on, the more your children's children will be persecuted in how to respect authority. How do you think children are taught in schools today? It's don't speak, don't think, don't act, don't talk. We run this shit. Again, public. Public is another word for government ran. Public schools are government ran. Do they run a little bit like a military? Do they run a little bit on schedule and as bossy and controlling, not only to the children, but to the parents? Is there any parents watching my channel that feel like their kids were disrespected, mistreated, uncared for, and that the parents were disrespected when they call people out on that? Because maybe I'm alone with seeing these things. But the reason I'm bringing them up is because Spirit wants you to open your eyes and look around. So before you guys give government more power, more money, and more votes, be sure you know what you're signing on the dotted line underneath that 20-page contract that you don't know what you're signing up for. It's pretty sad. Anyways, jails, yeah, that's a whole nother system. A whole nother system. Can we just literally put 60 seconds on the clock? I will quit after this. How many people are in jail that shouldn't be? How many people are serving 40, 50 years in jail for drug whatever, for their own habits, versus sex-crazed, lunatic child rapists that get out in 5 years? Cock in hand. You tell me if that's fair. You tell me that it is worth locking up a drug trafficker for a life sentence than it is for a sex-crazed pedophile. Because if you think that's fair, or if you think that that is justice, you tell me. I'd like to mention one other thing. I think I still have a few seconds. My kid's father was murdered by gunfire in Brooklyn, New York, a city of which you are not allowed to have a gun. It's against the law. But do you think his murderer followed that law? No, he didn't. But I'm going to move on to something else because you should already know. Quit voting for no gun rights when people are carrying guns, even in cities that aren't allowing guns. Moving on. He had a gun once because he was stabbed in the neck at one time. This was before he was murdered. And he tried to protect himself with the gun till 3 men took the gun from him and shot him instead. Almost killed him at that time. Do you want to know who went to jail? I'll wait. Well, I'm not going to wait. He went to jail. He went to jail from protecting himself against thugs that took his protection item from him and shot him. And those people got away, and there was no finding them. They got away. And because he needed an ambulance because he was shot on the street, they took him to the hospital. The police questioned him while he was under medication in the hospital to get a confession of what happened without a lawyer present. And because he was honest and said, I was carrying a weapon in the state of Florida, I was not registered, which is their law, to protect myself from these thugs that clearly hurt me and found me and shot me. I'm in the hospital. Well, about 2 weeks later, after he had surgery and healed, he went to prison, not jail. prison in the state of Florida because it's against the law to carry an unregistered weapon. Even to protect yourself against people that wanted to murder you. And almost did. He served 2 years for protecting himself. And the people that hurt him got away. They never found him. So my point is, guys, those are the horseshit, cat shit, bullshit that Americans vote for, is fucking bogus ass laws like that. Bogus ass laws that send innocent people to prison. Okay? And if you're going to vote for a bogus ass law like that, then please, I think you know what to do. My point is, guys, people get locked up every day for bullshit. And the people that sexually abuse children are free. There's one more thing you should fight for in your environment, and it is locking away predators. It is finding justice for people that deserve justice. Instead of going on the bandwagon against gun rights and blah, 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 why doesn't the people stand up and say, government, what are you going to do about this phone call? We're going to have to stand up and say, government, stand up for the children in our country. When are you going to stand up, government? When are you going to start showing the people that you're going to lock away and castrate sexual predators? When are you going to show the people that people do not get away with abuse of human beings? When are you going to show the globe that that's not tolerated? I don't know. I'm not going to go on and on. I've spent way too much time on that as it is, but there are things to fight for, and you should get on the bandwagon for being an environmentalist, for the globe and for the children and for nature, and stop jumping on bandwagons of titles against rich people. Personally, Markers, I have nothing against rich people. There's a lot of good rich people. Oprah's a good rich person. Do you like Oprah because she's black or a woman? I don't know. Do you, because I'm confused. Why do people like Oprah who is rich? Is it because she has two things against the normalcy of what rich people should look like? I have another question. Do you, I'm no hair in my tongue here. Do you like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt who are filthy rich because they're beautiful and handsome? Or they're actors? Or because they look a specific way? Or because it's socially accepted to be rich and beautiful and an actor? Or it's accepted to be rich and black and a woman, but it's not accepted to be rich and white? That's just something I want to ask people, because I have no problem with rich people. But I do have a problem with people labeling people based on skin color or beauty or social acceptances and normalcies. I have a problem with people accepting the wealthy based under certain circumstances. But they talk crap about other people that are rich because they don't fall and meet those certain circumstances. There are rich football players. There are rich basketball players. There are the Michael Jordans and the Michael Jacksons. They are rich. Does it have something to do with their political party? I don't know. But all I know is it shouldn't matter, because I don't judge someone based on their bank account or their skin color or what's between their legs. I judge someone based on their belief system. That's how I judge someone. And maybe I shouldn't judge at all. But I do have a problem with that. So I'm sorry. I guess it's a trigger when people say rich people, or people say Republicans, or people say, they label entitled people. What do they call you? Do they call you a spiritualist lunatic? Do they call you crazy? Do they call you a free spirit? Do they call you flighty? Do they call you stupid? Do they call you a feminist? Do they call you emasculated, or whatever the word is? Do they emasculate you because you believe in spiritual things? I don't know, but I don't like those titles, because we are one people. We have one judgment, and it is to be a higher source and a higher belief to protect the innocent. So you may not like my channel, you may not like what I say, but I do not have hair on my tongue here. And I don't tolerate judgments like that. Everyone should be given a fair chance to prove who they want to be. Everyone should be given a fair chance to say what they believe in. Everyone should be given a free chance to be who they are and go after what they believe in without your judgments. Everyone should be given the free chance to be rich and wealthy and enjoy every fruit this world has to offer. And everyone should be given a fair chance to be a monk and go live in the woods and have nothing if that's their choice. It does not make either one better than the other. They are built differently. They are born differently. They have different yogas in their birth charts. They have different life paths, different destinies. One does not make the other worse, nor less, no more, nothing. It is the balance of nature. And you should be free to go after whatever you want. You want to be a man, be a man. You want to be a woman, be a woman. You want to be a mother, be a mother. You want to be a father, be a father. You want to be a monk, be a monk. You want to be rich, go be rich. You want to be a president, be a president. You want to go be a teacher, go be a teacher. You want to go be a healer, be a healer. You want to believe in source, believe in source. You want to believe in Allah, believe in Allah. As long as nobody hurts anybody else. That's the ticker and the kicker. Go do what you want. But don't hurt anybody else. Don't judge anybody else. And the only time we as a collective should be standing up for justice, making judgments on people, is when they're hurting other people. And that's when we're the fighters. And that's when we're out there saying, I will protect you. Other than that, you should be free to do whatever you want. You should be free to like whatever music you like and dress how you like and be how you like and drive what you like. Be filthy rich if you want. That's your choice. It doesn't make you a bad person. You know, people have their opinions. I think Oprah's a pretty damn good person, excuse me. And she's filthy rich. I think Trump's a damn good person, my opinion. And he's filthy rich. There's a lot of people that I think are good and they have money. And there's people that I think are rotten and they have money. The Clintons are one of them. I won't put hair on my tongue. Only because they have drug trafficked and sex trafficked. And it's written and you should research that. It's obvious. It's out there. I think that Kim Jong-un is a bad person because he's filthy rich and doesn't give to his people. I think there are movie stars that are filthy rich and are selfish because they help no one and feed the beast of politics and abuse women. What was that guy that made all the movies? He had, I can't think of his name, but all the women were coming out and saying that he sexually abused them to get movie parts. Even famous actresses. I forgot his name, but he came out, and that was an abuse of power. I don't have a problem with rich people. I have a problem with dirty, evil people. That's who I have a problem with. So I just want us to be conscious and not put labels on human beings that want things, because nothing is wrong with being a magician and asking for the fruits and the glories that the universe can provide for you. Nothing is wrong with wanting your cup full, shaken down, pressed down, and overflowing. Nothing is wrong with wanting the beauty this life has to offer. Nothing's wrong with that, guys. Nothing. So let's be very careful on how we judge material and spiritual prosperity. They're two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. You can choose to be who you want. Okay, I'm going to finish this reading here. Let's get one more healing card. Oh, the last card I didn't read was talk to your angels. Instead of worrying about everything, ask for divine guidance. So instead of worrying about everything in this world, just ask for help. If you guys are confused on what to do and there's too much to do and you don't know what to pick, Ask for help. They'll guide you to put you in a direction where you can be useful, helpful, and on the right path. But you are on the right path, and you heard this message today for a reason. Spirit wanted you to hear it. Maybe you needed to hear it. Maybe you asked to hear it, but you heard it. And there's a reason. Okay, the next card is Understanding Grief. Grief is a time of reimagining, renewal, and rebuilding. Do one small thing new today. An experience, a food, a new music, a new outfit. Be open to something new. Maybe that's just a message about what I'm talking about. Be open to something new. Maybe I said something that triggered you. Maybe I said something that interested you. Maybe I said something new that you never thought of. I don't know. But be open. Open. Take the labels off of everybody and everything and be open to how it tastes. You know, one thing I love to do, I love to go to food tastings because you don't know who cooked it and where it came from. But you might taste something that's wonderful and you never would have chosen it if you would have known where it came from. Taste people, feel people, learn people on an intimate level without the media, without the labels, without anything. Just get to know them on a personal level. Okay? Before making judgments about me or anybody. Because I have beliefs that may be different than yours, could be different. The reason I believe the things I do is because I do feel like an old soul. I do feel I was here in Native America at a time before it was taken over. I have memories of being in a village like that. Okay. Native American people believed in spirit. They still do. They believed in the Creator, and they believed in the heavens and more. They believed in the energy of Mother Earth and how she can give blessings and this connection to earth and sky. I love that about my people. I don't like how my people were treated. I don't like how some of your people were treated. I don't like how African Americans were treated. I don't like how Europeans in England were treated. I don't like how Nordic people were treated. I don't like how a lot of people were treated, guys. And so the reason I believe in what I believe in today is because I believe in protecting culture and protecting this earth and protecting a people. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. And I actually have friends from South America that were here illegally and agree with me because they are escaping cultures that were oppressive. Now, the Trumps and the people in America that want to protect those people, believe me, they want to protect them. They just don't want to open the door to let the evil people in too. They don't want to open the door to let governments step in and run this country. They don't want to open the door and let China rule this country. They don't want to open those doors. The people I believe in want to close those doors and leave another door open. They want to leave another door. Sorry, I was getting another call. They want to leave another door open so people can come in safe, protected, and healthy and validated and, you know, the right way. If the Native Americans had a choice to do it all over again, I think they would. I think the Native Americans today would say, here's our borders. Who are you? Come on in on your ship. Come on in. Tell me what's going on. Do you want to be peaceful and live here? Do you want to come over here and escape the United Kingdom kind of authority? Do you want to live off the land? Do you want to love the God you worship? Do you want to live in peace? Do you want to worship this beautiful universe with us? If you believe in that, welcome. Come be here in this earth, in this side of the planet. We will protect you and shield you from the oppression. That's what the Trumpers are trying to do. That's what people here are trying to do. They're saying, welcome if you want to come be here in peace. But no, you are not welcome if you want to come here and persecute. Don't do that. And I think if the Native Americans had a choice a long time ago, we would have chosen the same thing today. We would have said, this is our land and respect that. We are a people. This is our home. We have families and traditions and heritage and history. I love to travel and see the mountains my grandfather's father's father's father visited. I love to be on this piece of land where I feel at home. Cherish it, protect it, love it. Welcome people to enjoy the same, but don't welcome people to throw trash and litter and persecute and kill your animals and hurt your people and rape and ravish and hurt the children in your village and your culture. That is not okay, and that is not accepted. And that is my belief. And you can persecute me if you want, but if I lived hundreds of years ago in the Native American villages and people, I would have welcomed people over from across the sea to be free here with me and show them the beauty of the rivers and the mountains and the animals and Mother Earth and the star-filled skies. But I do not welcome people to come and persecute. That, my friends, is protection. Protection. And we have to do that. Don't turn a blind eye in the face of kindness or in the guise of kindness. Use your brains, use your mind. If you don't know what you're doing, talk to your angels. They want to protect the children and the animals and the earth, just like you. Stand up for what is right. Don't just go with the flow because everyone else is. Be those Joans of Arc. Be the Joans of Arc. Okay, let's move on here. Spirit, is there any other messages you want to deliver to the collective today? Hope I didn't scare everyone to death on this channel. Who knows? That's okay. I gotta say what's on my mind. I gotta speak. That's who I am. And who you are is a specific way as well. Obstacles and challenges, another number 5. This is going along with this mental conflict for me. There are things we are conflicted with that seem like obstacles. How do I cross this bridge? How do I cross the bridge of my belief, my family, my system? How do I cross the bridge to go against the grain? How? Trust the universe. That's the Hanged Man. In fact, I'm going to pull it out. This is the Hanged Man, number 12, Major Arcana, the universe. Get a different perspective. Open your eyes. Guys, for those of you that have heard my stories today, don't think that I'm of a party. Don't think that I care about who's Republicans and Democrats. Don't think that I care about who's black and who's white. Don't think that I care about who's rich and who's poor. And don't think that I care about those things, because I don't. Open your mind, and I have been hung upside down for a different perspective. I want to think like I'm a being from hundreds of years ago. I want to think from the perspective of an ancient woman. I want to think from a perspective of a Heavenly Father, Mother. I want to see things through the perspective of you. I want to see things from the perspective of a refugee. I want to see things. I want to put myself in other people's shoes. This is the change in perspective. It will change my decisions. Just because I say something today doesn't mean I'll say something new tomorrow, based on my experiences and based on my learned lessons. If you learn something today, but you refuse it because it's not what you believed yesterday, change your perspective. Same for me, the same for everybody. We learn something and grow every day, but we do have to defend what's right. Be ready to defend. There might be a fight coming up. There could be a world war coming up. Who knows what's coming up for our planet? We are being reborn as this planet is being reborn. We have to ensure the balance of nature and the balance of harmony and children and beliefs. We have to share in that. We are the protectors of Mother Earth. I think that today this message was so big, and it involved the world. It involved the globe. It involved you guys from Australia, from the UK. It involved you from India. It involved you from Canada. It involved you from everywhere. It involved you from Africa. Because in every country, You see people being persecuted. There's fears in every country. There's fears in every neighbor's eye. There's people that are persecuted right around the corner. Spirit says, don't be scared in the face of adversity, or don't be scared because the majority of the people surrounding you don't believe what you believe or don't feel what you feel is right. Be ready to defend. I have a follower, and I can't think of your name right now, but I can picture your face. And I remember your story, and it did stick out to me. You're in love with a man that is here illegally from another country in America. You are, I believe, 30 years older than that person. Your story stood out to me because for some reason there's some kind of a connection there. And I picture your face, I just can't think of the name. And you don't like Trump because you love this man. And you probably don't like Trump because you are black. And the world has told you not to. And there's a lot of your political beliefs that probably stem from a race issue, the same as mine. And I'm only speaking from the truth. I come from a brown-skinned family myself. And I told you guys, and if anyone knows me from a year ago, you know that I'm still the same person today. My family does not like him either. My family does not want to believe in that either because he's white. You know what I've pondered as the Hanged Man? Different perspective. I'm not going to dislike someone because the media says so, because my grandpa and grandma say so, or because my people say so. I'm going to look at a man's character. The same as Martin Luther King said, do not judge a man by his color of his skin, but by his character. I love Martin Luther King. He stood up in a time where it was not popular. He stood up in a time where his family was tortured for having that belief of freedom. He's a badass. And there were people that stood against Martin Luther King that were black. There were people that did not like Martin Luther King because he was reshaping the world that they lived in and causing problems for them. Causing problems for them to go to the store, causing problems for them to drink water, to cause problems for them to go to school. Look, this is a topic for me today, and I believe Spirit wants it out. If you think blacks were the only people in America persecuted for their color, you're wrong. There were Irishmen also enslaved here. Irish children, Irish people were forced to work in factories. Also, my Native American people, even into the 50s, 60s, 70s. Yep. My grandpa could not drink out of a water fountain with everybody else. Yep. My grandpa could not go to an English-speaking school because he spoke Spanish. My grandpa was turned down for assistance because he was a brown man. He had 2 legs and he was young enough to work. My grandma was paid $5 less out of school for doing the same job as a white woman, an American. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because I'm not talking out of my ass. I'm not speaking from a privileged pedestal. I'm not a political person. I'm not in the media's eye. I'm not being paid to say what I'm saying. I don't have any promotions coming my way. Trump doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. But I'm speaking to you as a human being that comes from a background like this. And I'm speaking to you because I know what I'm talking about and I'm living it. Racism is a problem in some parts of America, even still. Political power is a problem, not just against blacks or browns, but against everybody, because Politics and power come in any color. I've been pushed around and bossed around by a black police officer as much as I have a white one or a brown one. I've been treated unfairly by all colors. Everyone has a chip on their shoulder or a reason for being how they're being. I guess the reason I'm speaking on that today is I'm not putting Trump on a pedestal and saying he's the shit. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying he's somebody that I do admire. You know why? He fights. He fights for what he believes in. Markers, I guess you and I can disagree. And I get that every single day. You know, I get that every single day. And I wonder why they say he's evil. You know, what is the stories that make him evil? Are they true? I hear the same thing about Oprah Winfrey. I hear that she's evil and she's part of the Illuminati and she wants to be the elitist and New World Order. And if I followed that rumor, I would believe Oprah is evil. But I don't. That's my choice. Maybe some of you believe Oprah is evil. I don't know. But I choose to believe Oprah as being a good person because all of her shows aim at healing. Her shows talk about women that were persecuted or women that were put down or men that were put down or gays that were put down or children that were abused. She promotes shows that promote healing. So I love Oprah because she promotes healing and she brings up topics that are healing for a collective of people that need to hear a voice in the darkness from a person you would never expect to hear it from. I also respect her because she came up in a time where women did not come up. She came up in a time and made a name for herself when even black women wouldn't come up and wouldn't be seen on TV. She came up and showed who she really is and was a big, beautiful woman. So all these stories I hear about her don't correlate my beliefs because what I see from her is different than what people say about her. And I don't judge people based on the media and what they say. I've done the work. I have inner reflected. I have changed my perspective in Hanged Man and looked at this through another set of eyes. I said, if it's true what they're saying about Oprah, what proof do I have? What proof do they have that she is evil? What proof does anyone have? No one has the proof. They just have rumors. Rumors, thoughts, ideas. Who knows what the truth is, really? All I can do is trust my heart, ask Spirit for guidance, talk to my angels, and know that her works promote help and healing. Her works promote love. And that is enough said. For Trump, which is more of a touchy subject, he has a few strikes against him, doesn't he? He's rich. He's white. Mark has already said something about the rich, so there's already a stigma attached in Marcus's opinion of him because he's rich. That's one stigma. The next is white. The next is he came from a privileged family. It's very difficult for me with a following as large as I have to talk about my beliefs because it would take a ballsy person to speak their mind about him, would it not? I don't have a set of balls. I'm just a woman. I'm just a brown woman, not being paid. The things that I like about Trump are some of the things I mentioned about Oprah. One, he's helped millions of people have jobs. Two, he's extremely smart as far as business goes. Three, he's the epitome of masculine energy. He's all man. He's not into little boys, and he's not into little girls. He speaks what's on his mind. He has no hair on his tongue. He's not worried about what you say, what I say, what anybody else says. And the number one thing I liked about him was he basically spat in every politician's eyes. He spat in Bernie's eyes. He spat in Obama's eyes. He spat in Clinton's eyes. He spat in the UK, the Queen's eyes. He spat in every royals and every politic-driven being. Trump basically said, well, okay, spat in their eye. Nobody wanted to support him. Not a single politician. Even Romney, good old party that he's part of, didn't like him. McCain didn't like him. Nobody liked him. Nobody even wanted him on the Republican Party. In fact, when he ran for president, he didn't want to pick the Republican Party. He didn't want to pick any party. But because our beautiful government forces anyone to run for presidency to pick an affiliation, he had to pick one. One that stood for most of his beliefs in business. That was the Republican Party. What do I like about Republicans today? I do not like Mitt Romney. He's a fake. I do not like McCain. He's a fake. I do not like the Bushes. They are pedophiles and fake. So don't tell me, Stephanie, you just like Republicans. I'm not rich, guys. I'm not rich. I don't like Republicans, to be honest. I don't like Democrats either. However, I do like John F. Kennedy. I do like Thomas Jefferson. But do you know, in every man you like, there's something you don't like? Thomas Jefferson had affairs. Didn't love all his children. He slept with a 15-year-old girl and had children. I don't like that. JFK cheated on his beautiful wife, Jackie Kennedy. I don't like that. He had an affair, many affairs. That's not going to tell me that that's a bad person or a good person. They did something for this country that was worthwhile. They spoke out. JFK spoke out against the top secret files. He was getting ready to talk about aliens. He was getting ready to talk about secret information the government had kept secret, and he was assassinated. He was ready to let the people know the secrets of the government. He got taken out. Thomas Jefferson stood against a party to free people, even though he kept slaves himself. That was wrong, but he knew what he was doing was wrong, but at least he spoke out to free them because he had some guilty conscience. There's not everything I like about these famous people. There's not everything that I love. There's not everything that I'm going to love about Trump. But what I do love, like I loved Kennedy for standing against the government, what I loved about Jefferson for doing the same thing and doing a big deed for this country. What I love about Trump is he's standing up for America. He's standing up for our personal rights. He may not be the globalist, worldist, peace-loving humanitarian in the whole world. He may not be the person that is Jesus resurrected and come here to unify the world. It almost feels like anyone who votes for a president nowadays thinks they have to be Jesus incarnate. They have to come here and be holier than thou. That's not what you vote for, is it? It's not. But that's kind of the expectation. But he comes here to not get along with any of the other government parties. He comes here to rock the boat and piss them all off. Every single politician that's crossed his path doesn't like him. Obama hates him. Biden hates him. Clintons hate him. Bush hates him. Everyone hates him. Everyone despises Trump. The movie stars hate him. The globalists hate him. The royals hate him. Half of you people hate him. Do you think you're falling more along the lines of a globalist brainwashing than your own heart? The stories that make him a liar, did you hear about these stories on USA Today? Time, People Magazine, CNN, Fox News. Where did you hear these stories? The New Yorker? Where did you hear these stories? Is it mass produced? I wonder where you heard them. I wonder if they had pictures to back it up. I wonder if they had proof to back it up. I also wonder if in your own relationship you were persecuted by a karmic, maybe a karmic's family, to believe something about you that wasn't true. How many of you guys feel persecuted about yourself, about something you never did? How many of you love somebody and their mother or their father or their karmic partner thinks you are the devil incarnate? I wonder how many people think you are the devil in a red dress. I wonder how many people think that you are dark and evil for studying tarot because it must be an evil kind of magic. And you're a terrible, evil human being for turning your back against God. I wonder how many people have made judgments about you. I just wonder what proof they have to back it up. I wonder if they can prove that you're evil. I wonder if they can prove that you're evil for loving someone that may be involved with another person right now. I wonder if they can prove that you're evil, that by studying these cards, you don't believe in a higher power. I wonder if they think you're evil for doing candle magic. I wonder what proof they have to support that judgment. Now, the only proof I have to support my disdain for the people I mentioned I don't like is because there are people with scars. There are children with tears. There are countries crying, damaged and broke because of these people. That's the proof I have. They could be liars. Then I wonder something else. When people call out people in power for being evil, they end up dead. How many suicides are under the Clintons' belt? Do you really think Epstein killed himself? Those are some questions you should ask. Those are questions I ask every day. I think the reason I ask those questions is because, hanged man, I've changed my perspective. If I just bought whatever tabloid was printed, whatever the news said, I wouldn't be thinking for myself. The very fact of proof that I have for Trump is he pissed everybody off, Republicans and Democrats alike. They are so mad they can't stomach him. The movie stars that persecute him are the movie stars raping boys in pools. Are the movie stars that are being persecuted today for sex abuse. The Epsteins of the world with, what was it called? Orgasmic Island? Those are the people that persecute him. So if that's where I lay my case, if that's where I make my decision, so be it. I look at the proof of the person's character, not what's said about them. I have read very good stories about Trump, but more than the stories I read, I watch him. I feel his energy. I look at his astrology chart. That's one good way to get to know someone. You see the general feeling of their character. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. So anyways, when you look at your character, guys, the character of the person, you look deeper. You have to get a collective of things, not just one thing. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about Trump all night, but just the simple fact that he pissed all the right people off, in my opinion, is a thumbs up for me. The fact that he protects this country is a thumbs up for me, because I am of brown Native American blood. And yes, I do believe that my country was taken advantage of before. And I do believe history will repeat itself. And it's already been showing. And little rights by little rights are being taken away. Not just by people being brought into this country, but by our own country. People that are voting rights away, left and right, left and right. People that are doing it mindlessly. It's happening from the inside out. So I like that there's a man that is full of balls to stand up against those people. To stand up and protect our home and protect our people. The one thing that I really like since he's been president is if you actually pay attention to the news that is not being broadcasted, because it would be too good for him, they would put him up on a pedestal and they don't broadcast it, is how many sex trafficked issues have been busted. If you Google it today, the news and the headlines today, there was the biggest sex traffic bust in history that happened yesterday. The biggest sex trafficking bust. And there's been sex trafficking busts all across this country since he's been president, because he has a team on it. He instructed a team to specifically hone in on pedophile people, or whatever you call it, pedophilists, and sex trafficking people from across the globe, and how they come in and out of this country. So I love that he's for children, and he's for protecting them. He's not a sick, twisted freak, okay? In my opinion, someone that protects my national parks, the children in my country, in my opinion, that person's not evil. In my opinion, someone who fights for the safety of children and the environment is not evil. In my opinion, that is not an evil man. In my opinion, what makes an evil person is someone to enforce sex slavery on little children, which is what our government has been doing for decades. That's evil. But I wonder if people will actually research that and look into that. I don't even know if they care. Some people would much rather just hear the media than give a shit, than care. Who cares? I don't want to look into that. I don't know. I'm about the children. Part of my light working duty on this planet and this body is to speak up from whatever perspective I have and to be a voice. If I was not created to speak about this, I wouldn't have the opportunity to do it. The next card we have is Six of Wands, moving on. No, Six of Swords. My bad. Moving on. Moving on from the past, moving forward, transformation, death energy again. We are transforming who we are. We're becoming reborn. We are really changing as a people, changing as a collective. We've grown into a very diverse person. You guys have an open mind. You love children. You love animals. You love creatures. You're about your aura, your energy, this earth. You're about truth. You're about the truth of what makes a human a human. You are about destroying templates, restrictions. That is being unique. That is growing. That is being reborn, transformed. 7 of Pentacles, patience and planning. Don't worry, whatever you're coming into, whatever prosperity you're coming into, it takes planning, it takes patience. And that's why Spirit is saying, wait on me, the waiting game. Once you transform yourself and you know who you are from the inside out, you'll be able to transform and know who you are and know your purpose. A lot of you guys are wondering, Steph, what's my purpose? What is my purpose today? Your purpose may be something I brought up: protecting children, protecting the environment, writing a book, standing up for the people that are persecuted. I'm not against people. I'm against harm. Before I get comments and people judge me and say, Steph, you went political. Steph, you like someone I hate. Steph, I can't believe, stick to tarot. Stop being political. I'm not just a tarot reader. I'm a human being and a light worker. I'm not here to stick to tarot. By the way, this is a free reading, so I don't have to perform for you. I'm not a monkey on a stage. I'm someone that reads energy. If you're wondering what your purpose is, and somehow this tarot reading got sidetracked into politics and all of this other stuff, maybe you're meant to be in politics. Maybe you're meant to write a book about politics. Maybe you're meant to stand up for foster children. Maybe you're meant to stand up for persecuted individuals that are treated unjustly in our justice system. Maybe you're meant to be a lawyer. Maybe you're meant to be a politician and stand up for people. Maybe you're meant to help take down the corrupted governments. Maybe you're meant to travel the entire globe and meet Cambodian people and Balinese people and meet different people in the world and see how it works. Maybe you're meant to travel. I don't know. But trust when Spirit brings up something political or something as diverse as that. Maybe me showing you my lack of fear, talking about a man which is very unpopular, very hated, especially in the tarot community, especially in the spiritual community. Okay, I hate to label, but a lot of people in the spiritual community are usually feminists or liberalists and usually going for the Clintons or the Bernie Sanders. Those are usually our group. So to speak out on a platform in a community where people don't believe in that, it takes balls. Maybe you're being called to have balls and be a voice that this community is more diverse than what people would think. I want to think like we are a community and a village of light workers. I want to think that we love the moon and we love the sun and we love this earth and we love our children and our animals and nature and we love our people and we love our masculine energies and we love our feminine energies. We love the masculine men and we love the feminine women and we love the people that we love everything, guys. We're meant to love, but along with love comes protection. You have to protect your people. You have to protect them. There are wolves. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spirituality. There are energies inside karmic people that do wish you harm. There are energies in people of power that wish you harm. There are energies in schools that may wish your children harm. We have to be the good shepherd. We have to be aware that we're not living in a heaven. We're living in a world of good and evil, and no one's immune to it. And we have to be a strength and a wisdom and a guide and a teacher and a lover. To have so much hate for someone is difficult, but I understand how some people can't stomach someone. I can't stomach some people. I can't stomach the person that killed my kid's father. I can't stomach to sit in his presence. I can't stomach to sit in a pedophile's presence. But I have a lot to learn, don't I? Spirit wants me to learn. Spirit wants you to learn. I don't know, we have to open up our eyes here. There's things that happen for reasons. What else messages does Spirit have for us today? Wisdom. Number 5, the Hierophant. Understanding the universe, understanding how the law works. Understanding all of this is baffling, mind-boggling. It takes work, effort, dedication. It takes you to read. It takes you to learn. It takes you to grow. Do you know, be proud that you're here today, guys. I started this reading today and Spirit was telling us, you know what, collective? It's okay to question me. It's okay to question everything. It's okay to figure out who you should trust and you shouldn't, and if these readings are full of crap or they're not. That's wisdom. Questioning a system is wisdom. So for you and me to question tarot, and for you and me to question our governments, and for you and me to question why people believe certain things about a person is good. It is good. We are growing. We're maturing. Victory and success. We're on the right path. We're following our prosperity. We're following our light worker duty. I think really more than politics, what Spirit wants you to do is to protect your nature. What I mean, not your nature, but protect your environment around you. There's an environment around you and you should protect it. And there's children around you and you should protect it. At least have your eyes open and try. At least be a voice. There are obstacles, but you're part of being you're part of a collective that's becoming bigger than life. You're part of a collective that is growing and changing the world. You're part of a people of light workers that are meant to change perspective. Jesus came to this earth and made a tax collector one of his disciples. Tax collectors were rich, considered to the other people. They would chummy up with politicians. They had a protected life. They were also an enemy of the people. He also made a disciple out of a fisherman who was poor, humble family man. Didn't harm anyone. Both of those people were chosen to be disciples. He also chose Matthew, a doctor, a physician, to be a disciple, a healer. He chose prophets. He also chose Mary Magdalene, a prostitute. What I admire about Jesus is he did not judge people based on their history or their growth. If I was to be brutally honest with you today on my channel, and I have despised the Clintons for years, in the moment and in the energy that I'm in right now, I would wonder what happened to them to make them that way. Was it years of abuse in their family? Was it indoctrination? What was it? I don't think they started out that way. I don't think they're free people. I think they became very robotic and dark. My mental conflict, very raw with you right here on live TV. If I was to face these pedophiles, these thieves, these liars, to be brutally honest with you, as much as my ego would like to tell them how evil they are, I would stand in front of her or him and say, what happened to you? Are you still in there? You must not feel good with the things you've done. I have a strong mind to believe if I was some kind of an elderly guru or teacher, to not judge them on their acts and their deeds, stupid choices, even cruel. Would they have heart enough to break down and cry and ask God and Spirit for forgiveness and have remorse from their heart and wish to change the world from what they've seen? They could be great people after evil deeds, just like the tax collector and the prostitute. That's because in this moment on live TV right now, I put myself in the seat and in the eyes of God, how He would see them, how He would feel about them. And as much as my personal ego would be to crucify and criticize the Clintons and the Bushes, could I help heal them? Could they do good in the world again? Could they never fix what they did, but change the future for others so it never happens to them? Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that. You see, I choose not to hate. Only when I sit in the eyes of God, when I sit in the position of a teacher, a lover, a leader, a healer, can I see that from their perspective. I cannot see that from the perspective of a human being who thinks they are dirty, evil corpses that shouldn't be alive walking this planet Earth today. Based on the deprived acts that I know happened. And please read Kathy O'Brien's story. There is a book, she is real, and there was abuse. Please read Kathy O'Brien's story. Google it. Even though I know those things, when I choose to do the hanged man, hanged woman perspective, I hang myself upside down. You know what the hanged man means to me today? You know what hanged man means to me today? Sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your ego. Holy shit, it just got clear to me on live TV right now. The hanged man hangs up his ego, hangs up his pride, hangs up what he wants, hangs up every human thought, and gets a new perspective from a godlike power, from a spiritual perspective, from the universe, from source, from a healer, from the ancient masters. That's a whole different perspective, isn't it? And it makes me actually think of people in a whole different perspective. And I just shocked myself. Never before this show live did I ever say a nice thing about the Clintons. I honestly wanted them off the face of this planet. I thought them evil, and I still do. However, as a guru and a teacher and a student of this universe, I choose in front of you today, because I talk about my beliefs, I should put myself in your shoes. how to see someone I despise through different eyes. And I asked myself, Stephanie, how can you show people to see things from a different perspective based on their heart, their feelings, and beliefs? People ask me how. I'm going to show you how today. I hang myself up. I hang myself upside down and sacrifice my ego and my beliefs, and I choose to see things from God's perspective. God's perspective. So even the evil of the evil, if I was Jesus, if I was a teacher or a guru, teaching about forgiveness, teaching about seeing past the most atrocious of sins and faults, a real teacher will tell you, before you can do that, you have to lose yourself and see things from a divine perspective of perfect balance, and know there is good and evil in this world, and also know that you can come back to this earth and change, fulfill your karmic debt, do something different. Maybe Clinton in another life will come here and fight for the children that were harmed and fight for women, because she lived a life here hurting them, persecuting them through sex trafficking. In a divine perspective, she can come back, fulfill that karmic debt, and rise the collective and change the darkness. Yes, she is dark. But I feel very strange today in front of you guys. I feel transformed. I feel God inside me, and I feel the Ascended Master inside me, and I feel this change about me, that I'm opening my perspective of judgment, my perspective of judgment. And I just feel like if I can forgive my masculine or my feminine for doing dark things, abandonment, hurt, pain, suffering, I can forgive others. And that's something that I'm shocked right now today to say. But I'm choosing to see things from a different perspective, and it takes a moment to ponder. It's very hard. So if I can do it, if I can put myself in the seat of judgment, if I can put myself in God's eyes, and God can forgive me for my faults and my darkness, and God can forgive your masculine for their darkness, and for some strange reason, God can forgive sick people for their choices. Why? Why? How? How could God do that? Because God's perspective is, God can see past this timeline. God can see past this life. The universe can see you from birth to death and see you reborn again and on a different life path. God and the universe doesn't just judge you based on this life. Spirit judges you on the present moment and how you change and who you are in this moment, because it creates new timelines and different lifetimes and different reincarnations and different energy that is alchemical and transformed, reborn. You can take a darkness and transform that into a light. You can take an evil and transform it into good. You can change things. If I believe that's true for my masculine, why can I not believe it's true for someone as dark as the people I've mentioned? It is true. If you sacrifice yourself and your ego, could you face the killer of your child, the killer of your father, the rapist? Those are things I never thought I would want to answer. Those are things that I would tell you, crucify them, chop it off, burn them at the stake. shoot them in the head. They don't deserve to walk. They don't deserve to take another breath. That's what I would say as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife. That's what I would say. What I say as a teacher, what I say as a healer, what I say as a light worker is different. I change. Taking the label off of who you are sure changes your perspective. If I see myself as a healer and a teacher and a guide, I would choose to see these dark people as a soul that is sick and needs enlightenment. Anyways, wherever I'm coming with that, guys, I don't know where I'm coming with that, but that is how you do it. That is how you change your perspective. You take the label off of who you are, the title of who you are. You take the name away from you. You take the skin color away from you. You take the culture away from you. You take your age away from you. And who are you as a soul speaks. Who are you as an energy speaks. Sometimes it's good to put aside those things so our soul can speak to us, not our title, not our name, not our age, not our culture. Sometimes it's good to put those aside and speak from the perspective of a soul. Also a light worker. The reason I brought those things up, if I can do that for someone as dark as I feel the people I mentioned are, you can certainly do that for someone like Trump. You can try to see the good in people also. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying you should try it. You should try it because it's awakening and it's spiritual growth and it feels good. It feels good to know that you can try to be different and you can be different. And it's almost, when I thought about it from that perspective, I had a burden lifted off my back. All of a sudden, all my judgments that I was carrying were so heavy. I just saw the bigger picture and I saw that there's more lifetimes and there's more balance and there's more to learn and there's more to grow. And seeing someone be so dark and seeing them grow is beautiful. And seeing someone so hurt, maybe they were the child that was raped. Maybe they were the woman that was beaten. Maybe you're the person that had your loved one taken from you. And seeing you change and seeing you be strong is also a miracle. Seeing forgiveness and change and growth and knowing that a human can survive atrocities. A human being can survive such abuse and persecution. Some beings are tortured for life. The woman that was Kathy O'Brien was brought into a political sex trafficking since she was an infant. Her family and her father raped her since she was born. Instead of a baby bottle being put in her mouth, it was her father's member. She grew up in darkness. Her daughter, she was forced to perform sexual acts on. These are things you've never heard on the media. These are things you will probably never hear on the media. But these are things that have happened to people. A mother was forced to perform sexual acts on her baby and her 6- and 7-year-old daughter. That's evil. And the evil that forced her to do that was part of the Clinton Empire. The evil that forced her to do that was part of our American government. The evil that forced her to do that, some of them have very famous faces. Some of them are beloved by towns. That's the truth. Those are the ugly things people don't like to talk about. Those are the things that are not talked about. Those are the things that you and I, as light workers, are meant to learn of and help heal. We are meant to come across people like that to help heal them. Is it not true that there is a possibility that if you are a light worker meant to change this world, that sometimes it's not healing the people that are harmed by the evil, but healing the evil in this world? How do you heal an evil? How can we use our light work for good? Touching people, number one, is extremely big. And if you're in the business of doing Reiki healing, you know that laying hands on people and pulling toxic memories and energy from them and transmuting them is a very difficult job. We are creators. We are magicians. What you're being called here to do today, guys, is listen to terrible stories like that, learn who did them, and not just heal the ones that were hurt, but go after the ones that did it. You're meant to go after the people that cause harm. Touch them in some way. If you never meet them, speak to them in a spiritual way and ask for their healing. Transform those dark people's energy. You have to heal the evil from within. So, to those people that harmed people like Kathy O'Brien, I ask you as light workers to not be scared at the stories you read or the things you discover. But you put your hands out there and you heal those evil people that are causing these atrocities. The sick, depraved minds of this world. We are light workers. We are an army to fight the darkness. In order to fight the darkness, you must face the darkness. In order to face the darkness in this world, you need to face the darkness in yourself. There is hate that exists in you. Whether it's justified or not justified, there is hate. And we have to understand where it comes from. Once we understand where it comes from, part of this wisdom that we're learning is to see it from a different perspective. To see it through the eyes of God, through the eyes of a light worker, through the eyes of an angel, through the eyes of an ascended master. And if you were to be put in a council, and all the council members of light workers were there and said, you're presented with a problem. You're dealing with someone that abused somebody else and you're dealing with a victim. What do you do in this situation, light worker? What do you do? Would a light worker stand up and say, persecute that evil person, kill them, and save the child, save the innocent? How does that take the evil out of the world? We're being taught in a class, and the earth is a school. Maybe we cannot take out evil with evil. Maybe we take out evil with love, with understanding. The hardest thing to learn is to love someone that's not worthy of your love. At the same time, the next hardest thing to learn is to not be a doormat and learn that love is not always giving. Sometimes love is taking away. Love is protection. Love is kindness. Love is affection. Love is also turning your back on someone to help them grow. Those are all forms of love. There's love in saying no, and there's love in saying yes. There's a love in telling your child, yes, you can have that candy. And there's a love in telling that child, no, you can't have that candy. It will ruin your appetite for a healthier meal. Spirit is giving you love by saying no so you can grow. You're on the right path. Sometimes the right path is you hearing a no. But now you know that it's helping you grow. Now you know your work is bigger than what you thought it was. And now you know that you can actually change who you are, and you can change people. You can help them understand from a higher perspective. You can alchemically change hate into love through understanding, through wisdom, helping the wounded child understand that bad things happen to good people. And you did not deserve that. And it was dark, and it was evil. And you will be alive after this. You can heal, and I will love you, and I will show you that it will be okay. It will be okay. That gives that child strength, power. They take back the power. You have to be well enough to be a teacher to teach them this. You also have to be well enough and be a teacher to go to the person that hurt that person and say, why? Heal them. Is there a way to heal them? Sometimes. Sometimes darkness wants to return to darkness. Sometimes evil cannot be repaired, and evil returns to evil. But sometimes you can transform that evil into a light and use that person for good. So these are parts of our spiritual practice that help people grow. And we as a collective are going to grow as light workers, and we are going to grow as people. And we are going to heal as many people as we can. Are we not? Are you up to heal? Because before you start healing the world and those problems, you have to heal yourself. And that's why Spirit says no. And that's why we have trials and tribulations. You know the gifts of being here on this earth? Sacred sexuality. Finding a partner in crime. Finding someone that loves you. Finding someone that will be there to support you in all your efforts. All your light work duties. That's a beautiful blessing. Spirit's going to give you that blessing. Spirit wants to change you and give you blessings in abundance. But Spirit also wants you to do a little work on this planet. Help heal people, help protect people. At least use your voice when it's needed. I don't think Spirit asks for a lot, but Spirit does want you to change. The card that comes out is base chakra. Your foundations, guys. Your earliest foundations. The base chakra is the root of everything. Your religion, your family, your values, the way you think, the way you operate. This is the beginning, the base, the foundation of who you are. Spirit wants you to evaluate that, heal it, do what you can to make that very powerful, because if your base chakra is strong, it supports everything else. Is your base chakra strong? Divine guidance, the number 27. Trust your instincts. Trust that you are being guided. You are being guided into the light. You are being guided. You're a light worker. You are part of a light working family. You are here to heal. You are here to show the light in the dark. You're here to be a light in this darkness. You're here to speak truth and be truth and give truth and love people and heal people. You are powerful. Very, very. There are drastic changes in your life right now. Tower energy. Today there's a tower. Could be another tower tomorrow. There's always a tower. How do you get out of those towers? Somebody loves you guys. They want to talk to you, but they don't know how yet. Okay, it says here, I want to talk with you, but I'm afraid. Of course they're afraid. Everyone's afraid. I'm afraid. Some people are afraid of the truth. Some people are afraid to face their shadow. But I have faith in you guys. You're a wise teacher. You know what a guru is? A guru is no one special. It's not a certified person. You don't have to be going to school to be a guru. A guru means somebody that turns your darkness into light. A guru is somebody that guides the way as a light. A guru is the lantern. They're not directing your steps. They're not telling you what to do or where to go, but they're telling you how to see. A guru shows someone truth. A guru guides someone into the light from their darkness. Someone that awakens you. Someone that shows you truth. You are a guru. You are a guide. You are a lantern, a beacon of light. You should trust yourself. Spirit trusts you. Tell me about this person that everyone loves, that wants to talk to them, but they're just too afraid. Tell me about this person. Okay. Dark night of the soul. We got this yesterday, number 41. Someone is going through a dark night of the soul. They're going through, again, seeing the shadow aspect of themselves. Okay, it's very dark. It's hard. It's self-reflective. You're going through the same thing. Again, this obstacle. See how the road is cut in both pictures? There's an obstacle. There's a road blockage. There's something missing. Yet, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Yet, there's lights and orbs guiding you. There's a light guiding you. There's a guru guiding you. There's spirit guiding you. There's angels. You're being guided out of these obstacles. Don't think you're alone for 1 minute. Illumination, the sun card. You are being enlightened. You are growing right now. They're growing right now. Spirit's working on you guys together in tandem. At the same time, you're both being enlightened. You're both growing. That's why I think the very first card that came out was spiritual growth. You are both growing beautifully. The next one is, I am waiting for the right time to be transparent with you. Your person needs the right moment. Believe in divine timing. Believe that you guys are going to get brought back together again the same way you were brought together in the first place. There is a perfect moment and a perfect time where this person will reveal how they feel and what they want with you. The next one is trust. The number 66. Have faith. The innocents know the way because they trust. They have no reason to doubt. They haven't seen a world of darkness, and they believe that something is out there helping them. Trust. Even when your trust has been damaged. Healing and transformation and rebirth is transforming the darkness into light. Number 47, it's worth it. This whole shebang is worth it. The next one is rebirth with, again, rebirth. 2 rebirths. Look at that. You guys are being transformed as a collective. You're beautiful. You're changing. Embrace this beautiful time of your life. You are really changing. The next one is intuition. Trust it again. Follow your gut instincts. Not everyone's going to agree with everything I say. And I don't expect you to. That would be mindless. I love that you question everything. Keep questioning. Question me. Question my beliefs. Question the government. Question their beliefs. Question who you follow. Question why. Question everything. That's part of growing. Don't fall for anything. Always search. Trust your instincts. It helps me grow, and it helps you grow. Never accept something just as it is, because everything is always transforming and changing. Even the bad, everything's transforming and changing. Let's get a spiritual message here at the end. Spirit, what do you want to say to the collective today? The ones that are pissed off at me, the ones that still love me, the ones that love you, Spirit, and the ones that don't know what to think about you. What do you want to say? Oops. Of course, I have the wrong book. I guess I'm going to have to wing it. Yep, okay. Another wing it. Solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra is the yellow flower of life. It supports our senses of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. That's the key word. Knowing who we are and what our contribution is to the whole collective. You have a reason and a purpose to be a part of this collective light working community. It's to help promote healing and love. It's to be a light in the darkness. It's to change lives. It's to heal those in need of it. And it's to be strong, to be an angel on this earth. The next one is healing. Number 29. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses, harmonizing everything accordingly. Do you think you found this message today by accident? You were brought here for this message. You're here for this message. You're healing. And I have a strong belief that the 250 whatever people are here watching right now and have been watching for hours, you are a divine healer. Part of your reason for being incarnated now, today, is to heal many, many people, and to heal yourself, and to heal your loved one. You are part of this group that's going to promote healing on this planet. We are going to restore nature. We are going to bring forth new habits in humanity. Habits of protecting the young. Habits of speaking up for your communities. Habits of standing up for yourself against persecution. Habits of forgiveness. Healthy habits of eating. Healthy eating. Respecting nature. You guys are here to bring this healing over the earth and over mankind. You're here to to snuff out hatred. You're here to snuff out anger. And you know why people are angry? Because they don't understand. They're angry. They don't understand what happened to them or what happened to this or why good people get hurt, why bad things happen to good people. They get angry because they don't understand. It doesn't make sense. You're going to be part of the collective that brings wisdom, that teaches about balance, that teaches about good and evil and how you can come back from it all. You're going to be one of those people that heal the most difficult of people. You're going to be the ones that heal the most difficult of cases. Spirit puts you here as a soldier on a mission to heal, to help heal the collective and your loved one. And part of your mission is growing and learning and knowing this. You are growing. You are attaining wisdom. This earth is a school. There's a reason you met the person you fell in love with. There's a reason. Spirit, tell me about why they met this soulmate, why they met this twin flame. What is the purpose of this relationship? What is the purpose, please? Make it plain. What is the purpose? I love you. The purpose of the relationship, to be very honest with you, is to learn how to love. It's so simple. It's so easy. You know what Spirit's telling me? Steph, look at coexist. That's just what I'm talking about today. Coexisting. With the Trumps, with the Clintons, with the Oprahs, with the movie stars, with the killers, with the children, with balance of nature, coexisting. You know why you met your person today? In this lifetime? You learned to love someone that was very difficult, didn't you? You learned to love someone that didn't love you back. That brings tears to my eyes because it's the truth. You learned to love someone that didn't show love. You learned to see somebody that thought the worst of themselves, and you saw the best in them. Anyways, you learned to love somebody through the eyes of God. That's why you met your soulmate. That's why you met your twin flame. They're teaching you how to love. And the reason you guys are brought together here on this journey, because now that you know how to do that, you can bring that, harness that love, and share it with the world. Share it with the ones that don't deserve it. Give healing to those that don't want it. Give healing to those that need it. To see those hurting eyes, those hurting souls. You and your soulmate, your twin, have taught each other how to love an unlovable package. Spirit brought you guys together in difficulty so you guys could be better. Lovers. Not just intimate lovers, but lovers of this world. Lovers of everyone in it. Lovers of the animals and the earth and the evil people and the good people. Trusters of transformation. Knowing that Spirit will transform even the darkest of people. Knowing that there's healing in everything, even the darkest of dark. Coexisting is part of it. You are a little bit burnt out right now. You're going through some troubles, but you're going to make it through. You know you've met your soulmate. You've met the one. If you're thinking about that person today, you have met the one. That is your soulmate. You need to get a different perspective. The Hanged Man again kind of energy. Get a different perspective. See things from their point of view. See things from Spirit's point of view. Let go of the ego. I'm not sure how they feel about me. That's okay, because you're the shining star. Okay? And they are your shining star. You have an eternal love. Eternal. It doesn't fade out. You are a gift to this earth because you harness the Creator inside you. And inside you lays love and truth and harmony. And you are healers. So don't be sorry for your life. Don't be sorry for your trials and tribulations. Don't be sorry that you're asking questions. Don't be sorry that you're burned out. Don't be sorry that you don't understand all these things. Don't be sorry. You are learning and you are growing and you are on the right path. You're in the perfect spot right now today. You did nothing wrong. You're here. It's okay to have different opinions. It's okay to disagree with me. It's okay to agree with me. It's okay to love Trump. It's okay to not like Trump. You're asking questions. I get it. But remember one thing. As we coexist, always get a different perspective. Try to see it through spiritual eyes before you cast judgments. Even on this journey with this person, always try to see it through a different eye. Just try to look at it differently. And that's going to help you continue on with this burnout, okay? That's a long ass reading today, guys. I'm done. I'm just seriously done. I have to go. It's been a crazy long reading. I'm going to pull one more healing card and call it good for the ending of this reading. Spirit, give me one more healing card. One more healing card for the collective. I might delete this message. It was a long message and it was a mess. I was here and there and back and forth, and you should never really express opinions in a Mercury retrograde because people freak out. They may not understand you, or they may reject you. You know, there's things that can happen. They don't understand where you're coming from in a retrograde. So I don't know. I don't know if I should or I shouldn't, but I'll figure it out. I'll meditate and see if I should keep this video up or not. I don't mean to get political on my tarot card readings, but when it comes out, and I just can't fight that. Let's see what's happening here. One more card for the collective on healing. We have grief, understanding grief. Grief must be witnessed. We all want our life, death and grief, witnessed. We all want to be seen. We all want to be loved. We have to see grief to understand it. You have to witness grief to heal it. So if you're wondering today, why is there suffering? Why is there suffering? Why is there evil? Because we have to witness it. We have to witness it to be the light that we are, to be the shining star. We have to. It's part of our growth and our illumination. It's part of life. You can be responsible to people, but not for people. How others grieve is not your business. Focus only on your grief today. I will not feel guilty about laughing and living again. Hopefully that touches someone's heart. All right, guys, one more. Tell your story to someone who deserves it. The story can be healing to share. Find someone who allows you to be exactly where you are and who you are. Don't waste it on those who may not understand your loss. And that's what's tough about being on this channel, guys. Sometimes I give my story and help those heal. Sometimes I waste my breath on people that are judgers no matter what. They'll never be opened up to hear my opinion or my side of the story, and they have to click off and get as far away from this channel as they can because they don't want to hear it. They don't understand my perspective. There's a lot of waking up for those people. There's a lot of waking up, seeing it from different perspectives before they can truly coexist. It's funny, a lot of the people that vote for coexisting can't coexist. Isn't that funny? The people that vote for equality and coexisting with everybody cannot coexist with people like me, with opinions like me. They can't coexist. This is balance right here. This is loving everybody as long as they're hurting nobody. Some people have a real problem with coexisting. That's okay though. We're a light in the world. We're a light in the dark. Remember that, guys. And remember, this is just a crazy-ass journey. It's not a destination. So I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate you today for this message, for hearing me out. If you've listened this far, you're supposed to. There's a reason. I love you guys. Don't ever forget that I do love you. And I appreciate every one of you. And that's it. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, guys. We're learning as we're going, aren't we? All the teachers are students. I am your student and you are my teacher, the same as I am your teacher and you are my student. We give to each other. We are a collective. So thank you for your lessons today. Thank you for showing me what I need to know on this journey. Thank you for watching, and I'm very humble that you've chosen to watch this video. Have a blessed, beautiful, wonderful day, and I hope to see you again. Bye, guys.